Welcome back to Hidden Power. This is a Pokemon podcast. My name is Dusty Gogo, and today I'm joined by Hoops and Hip Hop.
Hello.
And Soul Silver Art.
What's up?
We're talking today. We're ranking today every single inanimate object Pokemon. Do you guys think Game Freak is running out of ideas? That's kind of the question we're going to be trying to solve today.
I'm going to come in with a bold statement and say, objectively, no.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I mean, this will be a whole. I'm saying it with my chest because Objectmon have been around since Gen 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a thing forever, and just because something is not living, it's actually like the opposite of them running out of ideas, because it's like to make something that is literally not living and make it into a living creature, you actually need more creativity than just an animal. So it's kind of a backwards like conversation.
Yeah,
I totally agree. I mean,
I also think these little guys are just like weird. I just kind of love them, to be quite honest.
yeah, they're definitely weird.
I will say that it's not. That's not to say that there aren't some bad ones, as we'll get into.
Yeah.
There are some bad ones, but
Absolutely.
you end up getting some Pokemon that I personally feel like are really creative and charming and just fun to have. Like
Every single time there's a new Pokemon game that drops, inevitably you start seeing those comments on Reddit, in YouTube comments, on Twitter. Game Freak is running out of ideas. You see that, and then people always point their fingers towards usually a lot of these Objectmon, right? And I think today's gonna be a fun conversation as we kind of really go step by step through each one of these Objectmon to really try to understand and rank, like, you know, where all these Pokemon would fit, you know, when kind of pitted against each other. I guess before we start this tier list, I do think what we should probably do is define what is and is not an object Pokemon. I just so happened to find this wonderful website. So shout out to noseclub.blueweekcoon.art. Okay, shout out to you guys. I've never seen this website before until today. But
Cool.
they actually organized all of the different all of the different Objectmons, which is pretty cool. But do you guys have any, just like off the rip, do you guys have any I guess like what would you define as an Objectmon? Because there's some Pokemon, I guess what I'm thinking is like there are some Pokemon that like will incorporate an object in their design, but they're still like a living creature. It's like if it's a cat, but it has an object as an inspiration, it's still a cat at the end of the day. That's not inanimate, right? And then I think also there are some Pokemon like Farfetch'd, which holds a leak, it holds something that's inanimate, but it's not an Objectmon because it's a duck. Like Farfetch is a duck.
Right.
So an Objectmon to me is really just something that would be that when you kind of it's something that is basically inspired by something that is just an object that would be lying around. I'm looking around my desk right now, like a book. And we don't have a book. We honestly should. I think we need a book Pokemon. How do we not have a book Pokemon? Man, it's tough out there. It is so tough to be a Pokemon card collector right now because finding the product that you actually want can be nearly impossible. And that's why we've sponsored today with Awesome CCG. Awesome CCG is my local card shop, and they are always my #1 choice for getting cards because they always have product. Good luck finding anything at Target. They've got 2 locations in New England and an online store. And right now, just for Hidden Power listeners, you can use code Hidden Power for 5% off any regularly marked products. Pokemon cards, plushies, board games, Magic the Gathering, any other TCG product that you can think of, they probably have. I just pulled these beautiful grass-type Pokemon cards from the latest Mega Evolution set. And right now, you can save 5% on the latest Mega Evolution products with code Hidden Power, and the timeline for the rest of the year is looking pretty slick. The next English set is all about Mega Rayquaza Gen 3 ports. That's going to be releasing in November, but if you want to be slick and show off to your friends, or maybe your wife, or maybe the Discord group chat, you can get a bunch of these brand new Mega Rayquaza cards in the Japanese set that releases at the end of July, Storm Emeralda. So you can get all these beautiful cards 3 months early, and personally, you didn't hear it from me, actually you did hear it from me, I think the Japanese cards cards are just higher quality. I don't play the TCG. I'm a collector, so I love to collect the Japanese cards, and they're cheaper. Links are in the description and the pinned comment. Use code Hidden Power to get 5% off any Pokemon cards that you were already going to buy. It's a no-brainer. Thank you, Awesome CCG, for sponsoring, and now back to the podcast.
There was one cut from Gen 3, but anyway, that's a different
Gen
topic.
10. Gen 10. It's coming. It's coming. But do you guys disagree with that?
No, we had some discussions behind the scenes about this yesterday, and you guys were naming off a bunch, and I was like, these are not, or these are Objectmon. And I think I'll keep it brief, but it's just, to me, it's like, is it living or not? Like, was the original object living or not? Is the way I look at it. So anything that is a non-living object in the real world is an object.
Okay, in the real world. Okay.
Yeah, in the real world I'm talking about. So, like, we were talking about Geodude. Like, Geodude is a rock. So a rock is not a living thing, like, to me. Whether they adapt that to being a Pokemon that is a living thing, that's different. But to me, it's based off of an object that is not living. So that's how I define Objectmon. And that might be pretty simple to like the whole debate here, but that is literally how I look at every single one of these and be like, oh, well, yeah, that's an Objectmon. Obviously, that's
what's funny. It's funny because like Geodude's a weird example because I think Geodude's kind of an edge case where it has fingers and it has a very humanoid face. It has a mouth. Mm-hmm. To me, it doesn't seem like a rock. Even as it evolves, Graveler ends up with like a reptile head. So to me, Geodude has never really felt like an object in the same way that, what's a better, I don't know, Trubbish, right? Ice, like that feels right. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
but you can see even on this person's
Electrode
list,
is a Pokeball. That's it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It's different.
Even on this person's list, Geodude and Graveler are there, but Golem isn't, because I would say the exact same thing. I'd be like, they are rocks, and then they turn into like a lizard or a turtle. It's actually a turtle. I think it's a turtle, like in a rock shell, essentially. And it really is like up to the person's interpretation a bit. And it is also how much of the item are they more than how much of the like other thing are they, So like it's a man and a rock put together.
Yeah. In terms of like a design though, I feel like the magic of this is like if you're able to take the object and like as a Pokemon design, if you're able to, if the object is able to make such a transformation that it no longer feels like an object, or you can't easily identify an object, then I don't think it becomes an Objectmon. I don't think it just because like you read the Wikipedia or you watched like a YouTube video to like find out what the hidden connections are. If you can't see the hidden connections at a glance, personally, I would say then that might disqualify it because it's now a fantastical creature. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like Claydol to me. That looks like an ancient bird, like demon. That like that's not an object you see anywhere in your house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would have said alien, but sure.
Sure, yeah, alien, yeah.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of nuance to this, and we're gonna debate a little bit, but I think what you're talking about, Dusty, is the biggest thing. Like there are certain Pokemon like Klefki that is clearly a key, like key rings. Like that is an Objectmon, but something like Geodude, Geodude has been my example of something that I also feel like I wouldn't consider an Objectmon because I feel like the genre of inanimate object Pokemon is a little different than just Pokemon based on inanimate objects, because like you can say Geodude is an inanimate object, and technically I couldn't dispute you because it is just a rock.
It's a rock. It's a Geode.
But what I will say is that the way its design is literally designed makes it into, and I'm not trying to make a pun here, but it makes it into more of a golem. It makes it into more of a like an actual, like kind of like you said, like a creature, like this is actually like a living thing, an actual animal, so to speak. That is, and that's really that probably feels a little bit silly, like hearing that from the outside looking in, but like that's just how I perceive it.
Yeah.
And like looking at it and then something like Honedge, like to me those are two different categories, because it's like Honedge, very clearly a sword. And yes, this is a rock, but I also get that like golem like rock monster vibe from it, which doesn't feel like inanimate to me.
Yeah,
it's crazy because that's kind of like a difference between modern designs and like the retro older designs. Because like it's almost like, is it a really good design or is it not? But because it's just harping on Geodude, it's literally a rock that just has arms and a face. Like that's all that it is. They just were like, let's put arms on this rock and then put a face on it.
But it's transformed. Geodude specifically has transformed beyond that, where it's like a character. It's like a little monster, right?
Yes,
and that's where I think it is no longer an Objectmon, right?
Yeah, no, it's still a rock. But
I'm not saying it's not a rock, but what I'm saying is like listen, it's all subjective. All of this is subjective.
This is what I have to say about it. All Objectmons,
but this is why we're talking about it.
Right. All Objectmons are living creatures in the Pokemon world.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're not inanimate objects in the Pokemon world, but they are based on, when they're based on some of them, you're right. They're based on an inanimate object in our world. That's like that's the base of it. That's what I'm talking about. Like if it's just an inspiration, whatever, then we can debate it a bit. But if it's just a rock that has arms and a face, then it's just a rock that's Pokemonified, essentially.
I think
I will say the like Honedge difference is the later designs, they stayed away from like making them cartoony and like more personality, and really honed in on the pun intended, on the like object of them instead. Like Aegislash has one eye. Like sometimes I'm like, where's the eye? Even Honedge, I'm like, where's the face? What's going on?
But to me, I mean, we're just
design philosophy
there. Yeah, I think we need to just. I think
start
almost what I'm like arguing about is like, I guess I'm trying to like define. I guess to go back to the initial question, which is Game Freak out of ideas? The answer is no. But
no.
That's what people will ask when they see a Pokemon that seems to be very simple and uninspired at a glance, like a sandcastle, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, I think those things have a place in Pokemon and have been around forever, and honestly,
for sure,
are super magical. Like I love that so much. Even like, I don't know, I remember being a kid, like walking in a blizzard to my buddy's house down the street and thinking like, this would be so cool if there was like, if I'm in Sinnoh right now and there's like, I was thinking about that Sinnoh route, right? With like, you know, Obama Snow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like, and those are objects. Those are trees. You know, I think that's the magic of
trees
Pokemon.
Is where it gets interesting. I think they're definitely alive, but I was thinking about what we were just talking about.
But they are inanimate. They don't have. I mean,
right. They are.
I don't think trees have.
I don't think they are inanimate though, because not only are they living, but they also
they do kind of move.
They move in the sense that they like grow, or they like move their leaves to like be in the sun. They can like sort of like shift themselves a little bit.
I think we're splitting hairs though. I agree, but
the reason I bring it up though is Bramblin and Brambleghast. Really, I'm thinking about them like they're kind of like inanimate objects, but not really. You know, like unliving object. I guess inanimate object is not the proper term in my mind.
Objectmon is actually what that might actually.
I would say
Objectmon.
I think object is a good key factor, and we're still gonna have disputes even with that. But like, if you look at something, if you look at a Pokemon and you can't like reasonably say this is an object, then it would be off the list. And if I look at a tumbleweed, I don't think that's an object. I think that's a plant. So I agree. Would exclude it. I also want to say one more thing about Geodude before we get started, because it's like
do it.
But I personally feel like another thing that makes me differentiated a little bit is because the whole line kind of feels like, again, they feel like a rock monster, and so to me that feels like folkloric, like it feels kind of like mythological. So it's like, to me, I'm like, oh yeah, like I could see that as a creature versus just putting eyeballs on a pair of keys or something. So it's very, it is very like splitting hairs. But
I didn't realize
it's just putting eyeballs on a rock. But yes, I see.
But what about the arms? You're not, you're like willfully not looking at the arm. It has
sprouted
fingers.
arms.
This thing, Geodude's different. I think Roggenrola is an Objectmon.
Yeah,
Geodude. Geodude. Listen, okay. All right, let's get to the tier list. Let's get to the tier list. I guess you know what I'm realizing. I wasn't expecting us to like debate a little bit, because now I'm realizing we have two decisions with every Pokemon. For listeners, I have the entire list of every single Pokemon ever up.
Ever.
And I think the first thing that we all have to do is decide what is an Objectmon, which I think overall, like even if I don't agree that like Geodude is an Objectmon fully, like yeah, we can rank it because it still is. Yeah,
I think
it's still a rock.
What we should
You know
do,
what I'm saying?
I think what we should do is kind of just like scroll through this. If you spot an Objectmon, we'll drag it up or we'll talk about it. And then I think we're all going to kind of say what we think the tier of each Pokemon is. But like if I say if I say something isn't an Objectmon and both of you say it is an Objectmon, then personally I would just like average it between your guys' ranking, because it's like you outweighed me in the Objectmon category, so we'll just go with your ranking, and then like vice versa.
Okay,
if that makes sense. To keep it streamlined, because like we don't want to be here for forever just like debating semantics.
Yeah, and we will. We definitely will. I made a new thing for object. Oh shoot! I made it up. I messed it up.
I made it up.
We're probably gonna be starting with Geodude. We probably will. All right. So here's the list. And let's see.
I'm looking.
Me too. Diglett. No, that's a mole.
It's a mole.
We've got. What's the first one gonna be? Is it gonna be Geodude? I think it is Geodude.
It might be, which is perfect.
It is Geodude. Yep, it's Geodude. Yeah. So I guess we kind of half debated it.
And Graveler, yeah.
I think Graveler,
Graveler is a different discussion, because I think it's even less of an object, because it becomes even more of that like golem type thing.
Totally agree.
Because it's like, where is the one, like it is made of rocks, but it's like, where is the one single object that is like come to life? Like to me, it just looks like it's like an animal that just has like rocky armor or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I look at it.
I'm like looking up Golem.
You know what's kind of crazy? When I see Kakuna in this art, there have been so many times where I'm digging in my grass, in my garden, and I find those little things. Whatever Kakuna's based on, I find those in my garden. And to me, I perceive them as objects. They're just like this little, I know it's like the metamorphosis stage before. Yeah, it's a bug before it turns into something else, a grub or whatever. But like, it like functionally is more of an Objectmon, I think, Kakuna and Metapod, than even Geodude, because it is just this like unmoving creature, you know? Obviously, it's not based on an object, so I'm not going to put it in that category. But I think I'm just trying to like pick apart what really makes us think something is an Objectmon, you know?
Yeah, you could go that far with it, but just because it's still like supposed to be the bug, I guess, in the cocoon, I'd say it's not one. But if it was like just the shell of it, you might have an argument. I don't know if I'd say it's still an object, but you know, because it once was something that was living in there.
I agree. I'm moving some more Pokemon up here while we chat. I got Magnemite up here. The Grimer line is up here.
So,
let's talk about it.
Magnemite deserves a special mention because it was actually the very first inanimate object Pokemon that was designed.
Shout out. That's cool.
There's an interview about that where Tajiri is like, he specifically said, I want to have a Pokemon based on an object. So to all the people that say they're running out of ideas, like that is something they went out of their way to do in the very first generation. And Magnemite, obviously, that's kind of a no-brainer. I personally do like Magnemite a lot. I think it's neat. It's
all right.
It's a giant eye that has magnets on it. I think this is where I'm just like, I'm trying to decide how much time I want to spend arguing about what it is and isn't, and more so maybe just debate which of these are a good design, because I think we can get in the weeds about what is and isn't like an Objectmon, but it's like the more I do that, then things are going to be like left off the list, and I know people are going to want us to talk about that. And then I also think some of these Pokemon are in the conversation, like Grimer and Coughing, because of Trubbish. I feel like people use those poison type, quote unquote, object Pokemon as a rebuttal when people say Trubbish is a bad design. And what's weird is like, I don't think Coughing is an Objectmon. I think it is a little monster that stinks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I would
And
say
the same thing with
'cause-
Grimer. Grimer, they're like, oh, well, it's based on like an oil slick. It's based on water pollution, and I'm like, okay, but what is the object? It's a
Right.
monster. It's a
Yeah.
Sludgemon. I don't think it's an
Like
Objectmon.
With
we
Grimer
can
and
rank it.
Muck, it's like sludge, which is inanimate. But then
Yeah.
do you look at, in real life, do you look at sludge and say, that is an object? No one says that. They say it's if anything, they say it's like a liquid or something, but they don't say
Yeah.
that. So, and then Coughing is honestly supposed to
Disgusting.
be like, it's like gas,
Yeah.
but just given a physical body.
Yeah.
And again,
It's
gas
like
is
a
not-
gas bag. It's so gross, bro. It's like
It's-
an organ outside of a body.
Oh,
I
love it
actually,
so much.
I actually had a theory a while ago that you know how there's that whole theory with Team Rocket and like they are trying to like catch ghost Pokemon in Pokemon Tower so they can like beat Mewtwo or catch it.
Yeah.
I had the thought that since Coughing is like one of their signature Pokemon, that and it's also based on gas and it's also poison type, that it's like their man-made attempt to create a ghost Pokemon that could
Dude,
beat
that's cool.
Mewtwo because they
That's
like
cool.
couldn't catch any ghosts.
That
Yeah,
thing has
that's really
never
cool.
beaten Mewtwo though.
Yeah,
And
it
Ghastly is a type of gas. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, that's really cool, man. That's a
Yeah.
fun theory. What's kind of funny to me is that like, and I think the reason why we're like kind of arguing about this so much is that like, Objectmon, it's an insult. I feel like I only hear Objectmon when it's an insult. And so, I didn't expect to disagree this much right off the bat, but it's kind of fun because like when you say Geodude is an Objectmon, I get defensive because I'm like, no, I think it's a good design. That's actually kind of what
Right.
I'm hearing in my mind, right?
Yeah.
But it is objectively a rock. So we do need to rank some of these. So I'm going to say, and this is kind of how I'm going to do it for this tier list. If it's a good design, regardless if it's based on an object, then it's just going to go higher on my ranking. If it's literally just an object, then I think that's probably when something's going to get a lower tier. Not necessarily if I just like it or whatever. I'm going to put the Geodude line for the object Pokemon pretty high up. Graveler, I'm going to put Graveler maybe in like C tier. I like the Alolan one a little bit better. I'll put that in B tier. I love the Magnemite line. I'm putting Magnemite, honestly, probably in terms of an object, it's transformed into like a new creature for me, even though it's kind of basic. Actually, you know what? S tier is too high. I'm going to put it in A. I like Magneton a lot. I'm
S
gonna
tier
put
is
that in
way too high for that.
No, I mean, I love them. I'm so glad it made it into Pokopia. I'm going to put it into A tier. You guys can disagree with me. I'm just trying to get some placements going. Grimer, I'm going to put. I mean, there's a lot here. I'm gonna
see. This is kind of tricky because, and you can maybe go while you
Yeah.
ramble, but like again, like Geodude. Personally, I don't quite see it as an object, but I'm not going to complain if it's like
yeah,
if it's deemed
it's
an object,
culturally accepted as
like
yeah,
it kind of like it literally is a rock.
yeah,
But with like Graveler, to me, Graveler is not, because it's like it feels more like a creature, a golem, a monster.
yeah,
Grimer is like sludge. So
yeah.
like I guess like in terms of like I'll probably rank them as like Pokemon. So like Grimer I would put C tier, but yeah, I'm still like, this isn't an object in my view type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fine. So a lot of my ranking here right now, I've got Coughing up in S tier. I just think it like transcends. It is culturally accepted. I feel like people just accept it as an Objectmon.
Do they
That's how
though?
we. That
I
think
never
so.
heard it.
I don't
I've
think
never
so.
heard it.
You don't think so?
described
I
as an
genuinely do not
Objectmon.
think so. I think
I
it's just
always
like
hear it brought up.
indescribable.
I feel like
I've
I
never
always hear
heard
it brought up. It's like
I
no, because people say and they go Trubbish is just a pile of garbage, and then they go no, but Objectmons have been around since Gen 1. Coughing is based on pollution, air pollution. That's what people say, and then it's all in the same.
Yeah, but
conversation.
what is it?
well,
It's
well
not
I think
anything.
No, but I'm not disagreeing. I don't think it is an Objectmon, but it is it is accepted as like it's in that conversation. Guys, we're gonna
I don't even.
This
think
is going to be a 7-hour ranking if we squabble on this. Should we change up the rankings?
I think we need to do. I don't know. I think we need to just go through like every Objectmon and like debate them, and then maybe make it a little simpler to where it's like,
okay,
kind of like you were saying, actually, like this is good, this is bad, or this is debatable, maybe.
Okay.
Or
all right. Well,
then
let's keep talking about these, and then I'll kind of I'll readjust the tier list as we go.
Yeah. This one's weird it's fun as a tier list, but it's also
I'm having
weird
fun with
because
this.
it's like we not only have to debate like where we would put them, but also are they objects or are they not objects? So that we're having kind of like two conversations at the same time.
Exactly. 100%. So I guess I wanted to also say that I think Execute is an Objectmon. I know we're saying that it's, I don't know. I know it's like canonically a seed, but it looks like a bunch of eggs. Which again, you could say is not inanimate, but it is an object.
No, I have something.
It is an object. It is a carton of eggs.
There's no carton.
It's a carton of eggs.
There's no carton.
You put the carton of eggs. You can use that. It decomposes. It's a plant. Okay, yeah. What's up?
Yeah.
I thought about Execute as well, but the solution I came up with for Execute is that it's a food Pokemon, and I think food Pokemon are their own category. Like even if it is, even if it is
such a long episode, you're right though.
Even if it is an object Pokemon, it's a food Pokemon more. So I think,
God.
and so I feel like
you're right.
That's something we shouldn't worry about.
Oh no, I'm putting food Pokemon on this list.
Oh,
it has to be.
You could do that, but yeah, like I don't think
they are kind of inanimate objects in a way. But
yeah,
I think they're seeds and personally, but yeah, even
they're
if they were
objectively
eggs,
seeds, but they
even
look
if
like
said
eggs.
They were eggs.
Well, seeds are still food. You can eat seeds.
True.
Yeah, true. That's fine. Man. But I don't agree with coughing. I don't think coughing should be on an object Pokemon. You can be debatable. Like,
I think it's a good object. No.
It's just not an object.
It's not an object. No.
Okay, so that's how you guys want to do it. Okay, you want to rank this like okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I think.
Okay. All right. See, I think okay. I just think it's a good design. Is my point. So it's like, okay. You guys are seeing behind the curtains today.
Yeah.
This one's just for our regular listeners. Anyone new is gonna hate this. Not an Objectmon. Objectmon, not an Objectmon. Is that how we're doing it? And then food Pokemon, and then Edge Case.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
Right.
There we go. All right, we're finally getting somewhere with this. All right.
Yeah.
So coughing is not an Objectmon. I like this. This is okay. Geodude, I don't think Geodude's an Objectmon. Magnemite is an Objectmon.
Definitely.
But I think it is a monster, but it is so mechanical that I cannot see it other than an object. Kind of the same thing with honestly, I really don't like Voltorb's fine, Electrode's fine. In terms of their concept, they're like so simple that it makes me kind of just think they're boring. I think it is actually kind of more interesting because they're based off of something like they're based off of an object that is a fantasy thing that only exists in Pokemon, like a Pokeball. So I kind of like it for that. Where would you put it though? I guess it is an object because it's based off a Pokeball, right? So it is an Objectmon.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
The Hisuian ones throw a wrench into everything in a lot of ways because it's like, yo, you guys are now what, trees?
I guess Apricorn. They're based off Apricorn.
Yeah, Apricorn.
Yeah, but
which
did somebody
at that point
fashion them into that, or you know what I mean?
I would give them a pass, but it is a little bit. You do get a little bit close to the edge because it's like if they're. I was gonna say they are Apricorns, but then it's like that's a plant. That's not quite a full-on object. So
but lifeless thing.
But they can stay. I think.
Okay, so stay what in the Objectmon category?
Object. Yeah.
Okay,
I would say so.
I'm so curious to see what the comments are going to say in this. And we're saying Grimer is not an Objectmon.
No, I think yes. I don't know how you guys don't see that. Like because it's sludgy, right? Like, have you ever seen like a pile of it? Not just
but it's got a face and it's got arms and it's a creature. It's like an X-Men. It's like a swamp monster. That's how I look at it.
But
I think it's transcended.
Do you look at sludge though and say, "Oh, that's an object"? No one says that.
I walk around my
waste.
neighborhood and I go, "That's an object. That's an object." Pile of poop. That's an object.
Yeah.
Pine cone. That's an object.
Right. But like if I was
But it's-
describing sludge or something, I would say it's like a liquid, or it's like I wouldn't say it's an object.
I think the
Sure.
sludge piles themselves like become more than just liquid. It's like almost a solid. I feel like
They're inanimate, but they're not an object. That's kind of what I think.
No, this is
Yeah.
we're not doing this. We're not doing
true
this.
though. But that's true though. That's why it's like under
It's
the
inanimate. It's not an object, and it's purple. That'll be like that'll be the next category.
That's why it's like kind of under the umbrella though, right? To me, it's an existing thing in the real world. It exists, but it is not alive. So it should be like when you're looking at it as a designer, you're like, oh, I'm gonna make a Pokemon off of this pile of sludge.
Sure.
That is an inanimate, unalive
But this is
object to
no.
me.
But this is what I'm trying to argue. Like, and we will see this. If, let's say, Octillery is based on a battle tank, if Remoraid is based on a gun,
Right, but that's
Is
not its
Remoraid an
primary
object?
base, though. No, because that's not its primary thing. It is
It is,
primarily
though.
an
No, no.
octopus.
no,
Yeah,
it is.
yes.
Yes,
Well-
and okay, yes.
Even-
I'm sorry,
even-
I was saying no to the it says something else, but like I think that is how I look at Geodude. That's how I look at Grimer. Grimer is a monster that is inspired by water pollution. It's like, okay, the water pollution and the monster comes to life together. It's a monster now. It's a little pocket monster.
But with
And
with
I think
Remoraid,
it's got to
and
pass. It's got to
Octillery,
pass the eye test. I don't think we need to think too hard about this.
I would
It's a monster.
agree. I would agree, but with Remoraid and Octillery, it's like that's clearly an octopus. That's clearly a fish. And so even if they have
Yeah.
those object things, like they are also animals, and so I would say they're primarily animals.
Sure.
So you take so I think that takes them out of the discussion. Whereas
Okay.
Grimer, again, it's like you could say it's a monster in sludge, but monster is so generic and non-specific.
Yeah.
Like you can't point to a specific animal. So I would not use that same argument for Grimer, but I still would not call it an object. Personally, I would say it's a fringe case in my view.
And before we continue, I do want to shout out. Actually, all three of us want to shout out the Hall of Famers, the people who produce this show, who make this show possible every single week. At our mythical tier, we've got Coronet Highlander.
SEHR Gold.
Louis Gervais.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. The real Pokey God.
I'm gonna literally shout this one. Father Dagda. Father Dagda.
MNT Arts.
Nathan Shorter.
Floppy
I'm getting
disk
nervous now.
repairman.
Zohan 108.
Ooh, ball guy. Shout out to the ball guy.
Steven 3338. You got it. Son.
And normal guy. That's what it is. Normal
Yeah, he's cut
guy.
off right
5157.
Normal guy, and we got Ryan wrapping up the mythical tier Hall of Fame supporters. And in Arceus tier, we've got Jen Renegade. And at the Game Freak, this is throwing me off now. The Game Freak Inc. tier, our highest tier of all. These are I mean, you guys are crazy. You guys support us every single week for so long. We appreciate you guys so much. The Game Freak Inc. level tier member. This is Masuda himself. We got Bramtastic, as well as
a Young Smokey and Young Smokey, and I said it twice because he is a supporter on YouTube and Patreon.
okay,
Young
now
Smokey.
now you're just repeating Lumi. Yeah. Now Soul has to say Young Smokey.
No, I
Yeah.
said Young Smokey too, because Young Smokey.
Do we know though?
tattoo.
I was gonna say, do we know for sure that these people aren't Masuda? Because maybe Masuda
We
just
actually
likes
don't.
the show.
Have we? We've talked to Young Smokey, right?
You never know.
I've seen him in the
With
chat for
Masuda.
sure. I guess I don't remember what his voice sounds like. I have heard Bram talk.
Yeah. You never know
We've
with
heard
Masuda. He's
Bram.
sneaky. Sneaky Masuda.
Sneaky. This guy could be
Beautiful
wishy-washy
either
for all
way.
we know. Imagine. Listen, Ball Guy Leaks supports the pod. Maybe Wishy-Washy is one of our supporters. Who knows?
Mate, you don't know.
Thank you guys for your support. Let's get back to the episode. I'm always like, is the editor going to cut out my stupid noises? And then maybe he left it in right. Maybe I'm still talking to the audience right now. Who knows? We'll never know. We'll never know.
Maybe you should.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's fair enough. I think, and I would agree with that on like, Graveler as well, like, because you were winning me over with the golem conversation. But the different thing is like, when you look at coughing, you're like, this is just a weird made up thing.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Well,
Grimer is not a weird made up thing. It is a real thing in real life that they turned into a Pokemon.
It is a swamp. It's a sludge monster. I don't know. Well, listen, let's put it. Well, I'll put him in the edge. I'll put him in the edge case.
Yeah,
I'll put him in the edge case. That sounds good. All right, you guys are saying Execute is a food Pokemon. Love that this made it back to the list. Hilarious. I want to say I want to make a pitch. Starmie and Staryu. Yes, they look like starfish. Yes, they are inspired by a starfish, but I think they are so alien. Almost, I've always seen them as like mechanical, to be quite honest. They, to me, feel like objects. It's like, because, hear me out. When you see a starfish, usually it is something that is washed up on the beach. It is an ornament for a sand castle. It is, you know what I'm saying? It's very often, I think you can look at a starfish or a star. If it's from outer space, it's just a star. It's a twinkling star. That is an object in concept that I think was adapted and turned into a monster. And so I think Staryu and Starmie are Objectmon 100%. And I think they're good Objectmon, to be honest. What do you guys think?
I do not think they are. I think when you're talking about passing the eye test, like, I'm thinking almost like a kid. You're like, I look at that's a starfish. Like, it's a starfish.
But they don't have a face.
Based off of starfish.
Well, here's what I'll say.
I do see what you're saying with the stones, for sure. But
yeah, you have some good points there. I'll agree. But when you look at these Pokemon, you think starfish, and then when you get a little bit deeper into it, you think alien. And aliens are living creatures.
Okay,
so
right. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. You got me on the alien thing, and then
him too.
I don't think Mega Starmie. That's an. You're right. That's an alien.
This one's hard.
Weird.
I've got Porygon on this list, and I don't think it's an object. I never really thought of it like an object. To me, it reads like a living creature.
He's a duck.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not a duck.
It's like,
I mean, it is
because
a duck, but it is.
It's one of those birds that,
because canonically
it's like Genesect.
Right.
You're like, is it a bug? No,
it's
a
like
robot.
the water drinking bird toys,
which is an object. Actually, it's like wooden carved thing.
It's a toy.
Yeah, it's a toy. So like, and it is a polygon as well. I think you should put it on edge case, to be honest, because I can't say that it's either. But
but when I look at it, it looks more like a duck. To me, it looks more. Yeah, I don't know. I think Staryu and Starmie feel more like objects than Porygon, and that's because Porygon at least has an eye. It has the shape, like if Starmie and Staryu had Gen 1 angry eyes, there'd be no conversation about that. But like,
I can't wait to get to the Ultra Beast.
It's tricky.
I know. I'm realizing how many things we're gonna quabble about. I'm gonna pull up some more while you guys.
I would say Porygon is probably an edge case because, on the one hand, like, I would say like its primary basis, which is like code and data and stuff like that, is not an object because it's like digital. So I think that would exclude it. But then its secondary inspiration that we're talking about that forms its actual body is one of those duck water contraptions. I don't even like, it's a toy basically. And that is what it is. Like, it is a duck, but it's a duck toy. And so it's not so much where it's like that is undeniably, unequivocally what it is, because there's more to it. And so that's kind of why I would put it edge case, is because it's just kind of a jumble of things. Some of those are not objects. Some of those are objects.
Yeah.
So it feels a little bit fringe to me.
That makes sense.
That's fair.
That's how I see it. We agree.
I got a lot of really fun things to talk about here. I'm almost like, I'm like, how much are we going to talk about each of these? So I did want to pull up Ghastly because of our conversation about like pollution. Ghastly is a gas. Okay, that's an object. I never saw Ghastly as a object ever, But by
Yeah.
all of these definitions that we're discussing, I guess I had to bring it up. It is much of, if coughing is in this conversation, I think Ghastly needs to be in the conversation, and maybe by extension Haunter. I didn't bring up Gengar because I think Gengar is too feline.
Wow.
I'm just saying, like, I never thought about this.
Again,
I'd never thought about this, but based on your arguments, that would be consistent.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Again,
At least Ghastly,
I don't look at gas and think, oh, that's an object. Because also, I mean, this is kind of an important factor. You can't even see gas. It's not even visible to the human eye, so it cannot be an object.
I
that's
think
a good point.
with this one, you could spirit it away, if you will. Like, it's just it's a spirit as well as it is gas. Like, the gas is around it, but the actual ball thing, ghastly thing in the middle is, I think, a spirit. I don't know. It's a tough one. That ghost types specifically are going to be hellish to think of on this list.
Yeah.
Like, wait,
I'm
ghost
just
types.
gonna say not an object.
Mhm.
Again, Soul. I've never thought ever in my life Onyx as an object, but you defending Geodude as an Objectmon, I had to bring it up. It is a pile of rocks,
Mhm.
but it's a rock snake.
Yeah, formed into a snake.
I don't think it's an object at all. I think Geodude is a dude, and I think Onyx is a snake, and neither of those are objects. So I think it's not an object.
See,
Mon.
I am in the camp that I do not look at Onyx and think an object at all. But if you are talking about what it is, it's just a bunch of rocks, and it's like you technically can't argue that away. So I'm almost leaning towards edge case because I would not go all the way object, but I can't say it's not an object technically.
I don't think it's an object. I think it is a snake. It's a snake comprised of rocks.
I mean that's
It's
true.
an elemental
That's true.
snake.
Yeah,
right?
elemental snake. Okay, you've convinced me. Yeah,
All right.
I think that's a
that
good
makes
way to
more
look at
sense.
it.
Yeah.
I also brought up our Lord and Savior Helix because while I don't think the fossil Pokemon are objects, I do think the existence of them and obviously the inspiration for fossil Pokemon are objects. It's like, what if a fossil came back to life? And I
interesting.
do think there's probably a conversation there.
See, I
You
would
know what I'm saying?
say it
Yeah.
would be an object if it was like if it was something like Runerigus, where it was like literally still a fossil, but it's been brought back to life to the animal that it was before, and it is now living and like it exists. So it's
I would say not.
with Omanyte, it's an animal. So
I agree.
Guys, we're lucky. My meeting just got moved up a half hour, which means I just can't go. So guess what? We're no longer crushed for time. So strap in, listeners, for a 4-hour podcast. I'm feeling a lot better.
oh joy.
Okay, and this brings us to Generation 2. Well, actually, now that we've expanded this list, I guess I do just want to like make my point that I do think Kakuna and well, no, but you guys are going to say they're not objects because like they're living, but Kakuna and Metapod, because they're like unmoving in the game, it's like they kind of are objects again.
So here, so
and
going
I
back to
don't
my-
mean inanimate, but just an object, right? And
no.
I mean,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
would-
It's like you
what
see
I
a
would
chrysalis
say-
as a kid, and you're like, "That's cool. It's an object."
Yeah, I would say it goes back to what I said earlier. Like it is inanimate, but it's not an object because it's still a living thing.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah, no. I don't
just
see them
wanna-
as that at all.
All right. Yeah.
You would put Sudowoodo and Unknown. Sudowoodo definitely not, because just the eye test, like you're saying, people would just think it's a tree, which is ironic.
Well,
but,
no, but it's based on like fossilized.
Right.
What is it like fossil? I think a fossilized tree.
Yeah, what's the word? There's a word specifically for that, but I can't think of
Petrified.
it.
Petrified
Petrified.
tree.
Yes. Mhm.
And that is something that is inanimate and not living, and it is a
Mhm.
rock. Not to say all rock Pokemon should be in this list, but I think that is an object. I think it is right. And you could even look at, because it's not living. I guess I wanted to say like Bonsai would be, or Bonsley would be an inanimate object because it's like a little thing that they personified and made cute, made cute. So now it's a Pokemon. And then I was going to say, no, but it's a bonsai tree, which is living. But guess what? It is I honestly don't agree with you guys. I think trees could be Objectmon because they're, You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing about a Pokemon is that you
Mhm.
take something that is recognizable and you make it cute, and you turn it into a little monster. You know,
But trees are living things. That,
okay, yeah, but it's like you're right, inanimate versus object.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Yeah. Especially, but then you have Sudowoodo, which is like the most tricky because it's not a
Yeah.
tree
I would say
pretending to be a tree.
But it's
I would
petrified. It's petrified wood. It's not living. I think it's an Objectmon. I think it is.
I would say, yeah, petrified wood is kind of what it's going for, but its form factor is very much that of a tree. It's not just like a hunk of wood,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and trees are living. So I would say not an object.
Okay. I'll put it. I'll put it
I think
to
edge
the edge
case.
case.
Yeah, I think edge case is good.
And I moved the Hisuian Voltorb and Electrode down to edge case because they are also living. They're
Mhm.
grass type.
Yeah, we don't know about their history is the biggest thing. Like, how were they
Yeah.
made?
And then Pineco is kind of part of this, where it's like it looks like a pine cone, which you could say is living. It's like a seed, but also it's
a
it's a bagworm.
It's a bagworm. You guys were
Yeah.
saying this the other day. I was like, no, wait, no, this is a bug. It's a bug
No,
type
so
on
but
purpose.
but I think it's like
So here-
it's. I don't think the origins on Bulbapedia is. I don't.
I've
think
never seen it
trumps
as a pine
anything.
cone ever.
it
What do you-
looks
it's called
just
always seen it as a
like a
bug.
pine
It's
cone.
called Pineco.
I
You've
know,
never
but
seen it as a pine cone.
no, even when I was a kid, it doesn't.
No,
it's
dude.
so it's
It
so like
absolutely
It looks like a pine cone. What do you
it's
mean
so
you
like
never thought it was a
mythical
pine
looking
cone?
to me, like whimsical looking, that I never really saw it as a pine cone. It's like a. If anything, you guys were saying grenade. It looks more like a grenade than a
It's
pine
also
cone
a
to me.
grenade. Yeah, was
I
gonna
never,
bring
but
that
I
up.
never thought of that ever. It's a pine. It's called Pineco.
Yeah, but it's a
Pine
bug
cone.
type. So when I don't know, whenever I saw it was a bug type, I'm like, it's a bug. Like it's a bug. That's
See,
Well, then
Right.
Star You and Star Me should be like that. I don't know. I'm like, this feels inconsistent.
so
is, like-
with this Pokemon, it is a bagworm. It's literally the bagworm Pokemon. So you can't deny that it is based on a living thing, but like that's only in like concept, because it's like everything else about it visually is inanimate, because it's like, again, it looks just like
Mhm.
a pine cone. It also has grenade inspirations. That's why it can learn self-destruct and explosion.
Mhm.
So like
That is cool.
everything
I don't know why it took
everything,
me so long to learn that.
everything about it visually says inanimate object, but it is a bagworm objectively. So I would probably say it's more of an edge case.
yeah. I mean, you can even say like a pine cone is like the
That's what I was
thing
going to
that
say.
falls off of a tree and
Yeah, it's technically
leaves
a plant.
seeds. Yeah, it's also
Yeah.
a plant as well if you were going the
Yeah.
pine cone route.
See, I'm totally disagreeing with all of this. I really feel like there needs to be more. Like, I feel like we're getting way too technical with this, where it's like, I don't know. It's like we're gonna see. I don't know. I'm like, when you look at a pine cone as a kid, we'll use the kid example. If you see a pine cone on the floor, I was never thinking about its entire evolutionary process and where it came from and what it'll turn into, and it's just like a thing. You know, it's an object. I feel like it is an object.
I agree.
you know?
I do agree with that, but I think
I just feel like we're like shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit with these by like looking into the lore. I'm like, but at a, because you could like all of them, truthfully, are not object Pokemon, if that's the case, you know, because
Mhm.
even the very, like, even Klefki as an example, it's not an Objectmon because it is a little fey creature that collects keys, you know.
well,
Like,
I don't think
truly-
that's what we're looking at here. I think we're looking at like
I'm just
and
trying to keep us on track.
I don't
Yeah.
agree with this. I still think it's object adjacent
Yeah.
at least, but I think we're looking at the plant element of a pine cone, kind of in the same
Yeah.
way we did with like Execute or Sudowoodo. But with that said, my final like say is going to be edge case, because like
Same.
I think it is a pine cone, it is a grenade, but there's enough bug there to
Yeah.
get it
Same
out.
for the opposite reasons, but yes, because yeah, it's not about really even lore. It's just it is a bug type.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know. I always saw it as a bug.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
there's probably different people that see it different ways.
The Dex End, I mean, when you catch a Pineco in Johto, it does tell you that it's a bagworm Pokemon. So that makes sense.
What about Fortress though? Does Fortress even get?
See, Fortress to me looks like a bug.
I would say it's the same.
I wouldn't even put it on the list because I think it's a bug. It's like you can see that it's like Tangle. You can see the creature within the shell. So to me, it's never looked like. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't look like a Pineco. Basically,
I would say it's still an edge case because it is still a bug, but it's also like a literal like fort. Like it's like a fortification. That's why it's called Fortress, and it's got its little guns that stick out. So. It's kind of a building Pokemon when you think about it. It's like Duraludon.
Yeah.
I kind of love it.
But then what about Blastoise? I don't like this. Fortress is not an Objectmon. It's a
because
Fortress is a bug.
You can't really define it as a singular object. You know what I mean? So I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just
No, you're right though. That is interesting. Yeah. Cuz another Pokemon I was interested in maybe adding to this list, something to me, like something that is very recognizable at a glance. You guys would disagree with this, but it's like the Hoppip line, like the idea of like a dandelion, right? But
that's a plant.
You're right. It's a plant. But the thing that actually disqualifies it is that they have like cat characteristics, right? They're a true monster. They're beyond the point of object. Just as an example, we can get back to unknown, but what do you guys think about Corsola? I forgot about this thing. Corsola to me, you don't think it's coral?
I know.
Is coral like purely
It's
just
alive.
a rock, or
I think
it's living.
Yeah, that's what
it
I
is
thought.
living.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, at a glance, it is like it's an object. It's like take the thing, turn it into a monster. You know?
But
I don't know. I feel like
if it's living, it's an animal, and if it's animal, it's not an object.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
All right,
It is an animal.
Damn. All right, this is all right.
It's good. We might start cruising if we do it like this.
We should talk about unknown, because unknown is not an object, which seems a bit weird to say because it's literally a letter, but letters aren't objects. So
No, I disagree. I think it is 100% an object.
I kind of think it's an object too.
It's absolutely it's a
What's your
I'd like to hear the arguments though, because this is such an interesting
Magnemite is an
topic because I'm
object.
just being my mind's being changed in live.
It's a floating letter.
Letters are not object. Letters are writing.
No, it's an object Pokemon.
You don't see.
What are we
you don't
talking
see.
about?
You don't see Fs just sitting around when you go out for
No,
a stroll.
Dude, the amount of Fs I see in the chat right now. Yeah.
No Fs given.
In my notebook.
No Fs
I see,
given to your.
Dude, I
opponent.
see so many letters right now. These are objects.
Yeah, but
What are we
that's
talking
about.
about?
I really think I agree with Dusty on this. But I think it's gonna have to be edge case. It's just like
not living.
The
It's
only
not
thing
a
I'll
plant.
concede
You
is
can't
edge
eat it.
case. But it's not a physical object. The only time it's ever physical is when you put it on something else, which is the object. So like your keyboard keys are
oh
the
my
object.
gosh, no,
No,
way.
no.
yes,
Dude, it's an object
absolutely.
Pokemon. No, it's an Objectmon.
No,
It is 100% an Objectmon.
Okay, tell me how a letter is an object without like independently of anything else. Like you can't use like your keyboard keys again. Those are the object. The letter's not the object. If you look at a book is the object. The letter
No, this
itself
feels like a
is
trap.
not an object.
Listen, just because I
It's
can't
like a
verbalize
trap.
what my argument is, it doesn't feel right.
If you
it is
can't
an object.
verbalize it, you don't have a case.
No, someone
You're
in the
being
chat's got me.
convicted.
Someone in the chat's got
You're
it.
being convicted, yeah. 30 years.
I'll
20
put
to
edge
life.
case.
Yeah.
Edge
No,
case.
it's not an edge case. Are
Yes,
you kidding
it
me?
is.
It is a letter with an eyeball. It is as object as it gets. What are we talking about?
Listen,
explain
I
me-
agree with you, Dusty.
It's
actually,
you can't. It's what
How
do you mean?
is-
Explain
okay,
it. It's a letter.
No, explain to
language.
me how a letter is an object. That's all you have to do.
because you.
This is
how-
an
this how I'm
object.
seeing
Unknown
it.
is an object. Unknown is not invisible until it lays down on a wall. It lifts off the wall. It's like an What do you? It's
Like
it is a thing.
Okay, it is physical, but it's based on a letter of the alphabet. And I'm
Right.
just asking
Which
you
is
to
a-
tell me, how is a letter of the alphabet an object? If you cannot give me a concrete answer,
This
then
is-
you have
it's
to
a co-
admit
okay,
that it's
it's-
not
this is
an
how I
object.
see
New
it,
category. It's a concept. It is a concept Pokemon.
New category.
Oh, okay.
And Nihilego is also going to go there because that is also not a physical object, but it is. You're right. I get what you're saying. It's not an object, but it is. Nihilego is a concept. It's a philosophical concept Pokemon.
I don't know what
It's
you're
about the
talking
ego.
about.
It's about nihilism and the ego. What do you mean?
It's like
The
a
ego thing,
jellyfish,
okay,
though.
that's funny.
It's about Nihilego is nihilism. It tells a story about nihilism and ego. The
Okay,
human
that's
ego.
its like vibe, but that's not what it physically is. It's a
You're
jelly.
the
That
one
is
saying we weren't supposed to get into the lore. Like that's deep. That's another
That's in
level.
the name. It's called Nihilego.
I never knew that.
Are you-
That's
are you-
interesting.
Okay,
Are
if
you
we're going
saying-
by
Are you saying
we're-
the unknown is like squid?
no, I'm not. But
That's fun.
if we're gonna go by names, then you objectively have to put it in edge case because it's unknown.
Listen, the reason
Oh my
this
God.
this is the reason why I kind of agree with Dusty on it being an Objectmon, though I'm not holding literal to the
Maybe it needs
object
a new
thing.
term. Yeah,
To me, it's like
it's a symbol.
they
Pokemon.
looked at the letter F and they were like, we're going to turn the letter F into a Pokemon. And to me, that is like, that's not a living like thing, but it exists in our world that they Pokemonified. Like that is my like qualification of
Yeah.
this. I'm pretty sure. Like, it's just like,
unless it's a living creature, or
This
unless
brush
it's a
is not living, but I'm going to turn to a Pokemon. I'm going to draw a little face on it and put some arms on it, and it's going to be a Pokemon.
yeah.
That's how these are to me. So I feel like a letter is kind of falls into that, even though it's not like something physical that you can touch, even though you could.
Well, that's why I would argue. That's why I'll give edge case. I'll concede that because it very much falls into that same kind of category. But the letter itself isn't a literal object because it's like anything that you could see.
No, but it is.
And no, it's not.
No, but listen, no. In the world of Pokemon, the concept of the letter F and all of the letters are turned into that they have been personified as an object in the universe of Pokemon. That is why they are Objectmon. Right?
No, because if we're talking
that's
about,
objectively true.
No, because if we're
That
talking
is objectively
about,
true,
if
but
we're
that's not what we're talking about.
them being personified, that basically means they're all animals. Like, because none of them are objects. They're
Sure.
living
Okay.
things. So we have to look at like the root of the issue, which is like what they're based on, and yeah, a letter is not an object because anything you could describe, like
Oh
if
my
you want to make,
God.
if you're gonna make a case for a letter being an object, you're gonna tell me like, oh, look at this sign, look at this poster, look at this, but none of those things are the actual letter. Like a poster is a poster, a book is a book, a
what?
sign, a billboard is a billboard.
I think you're convincing me.
This is the debate. This is the debate. What do you say?
I think you're convincing me because like I'm looking at the unknown now as like as little fairy creatures. They're
you
little
gotta
spirits.
break
They're
free from
spirits.
seeing them as
It's
Pokemon.
like Mischievous, right?
Yeah, and honestly,
Yeah.
if you want to break it down even more,
Like Klefki,
letters
Comfey.
letters themselves are just markings. So like it's like ink on a page, or it's like graphite,
but
or
that-
whatever.
But that okay, I'm going back now. That is an object. That
Yeah,
is
I agree.
in this context an object. In this context,
But it's not.
Edge case this
'Cause-
fool.
Yeah, I would educate.
It's
We're gonna
gotta
talk
be.
about this forever.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I can't wait to see what the chat.
Sidebar.
the comments are
Sidebar,
gonna
the
agree
little-
with me.
I
I
don't know.
have faith.
Sidebar, the little unknown. I've never really just stared at him, but he looks like a little man.
I
like
was
walking.
I was just gonna say this looks like a bird. He's got
with like a little beak, right?
yeah, and he's like
He's a
yeah,
Porygon.
Literally, that's what I was thinking. Porygon. He's cute. I love these Pokemon so much.
I always wonder why they chose that letter, but that's probably why. Put him in edge case.
All right,
I can actually tell
There
you
you go.
why they picked that letter.
Oh yeah.
Because this is an F. The original like watercolor unknown that they did was the G unknown, and it's GF for Game Freak.
Wow. That's deep.
How did I not think of it? You're right. Of course, I always wondered why the G was the default letter. Because where is it? Yeah, I saw it so many times.
Am I the only
Which,
one that like?
by the
can't
way,
read
that
this?
that does not look like a G. Like some of these
No.
don't look like
No.
the letters that they are.
Well, I think it's. Yeah, it should be going the other way. Like the little yeah, I agree. I don't
Let's
know how to
save it for the
explain it.
unknown episode.
Unknown.
Should do a whole episode on them. It's crazy. Like I can't read unknown type sometimes. I'm like, what? What does that say?
There's a couple that are weird. Yeah, this was the original art I remember seeing growing
Mm-hmm.
up. Yeah, for the most part, I can read them. Dude, this
Yeah.
is crazy. The
That's
Unknown are
genius though. Oops, I
insane.
didn't know that.
Oh, this is for Toby. That's crazy.
I thought I
So-
was gonna say that guy right there that's like staring at the unknown
Looks
that
like
like
Toby.
Toby.
Yeah.
Hey, have you seen our merch store? We've got all kinds of different things, but we also have this cool Hidden Stamps iPhone case that has tons of little Easter eggs that we've talked about on the podcast, just things that we've said or
It's just a
anything that
man.
you've heard and you want to have on your phone case. We got it here, and the art is pretty good. I love
Give
that
us
it's
the
just a man.
ports.
It's just a man one. You know, Incineroar Day was the other day. You know,
I
you
love
can-
all the mail stamps too.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are nice. Yeah.
I agree.
We made this
good.
around the time of when we sent out our holiday cards. So I think we had a bunch of those stamp designs lying around. But yeah, there's a bunch of Easter eggs in here.
Yeah, so check out our merch store.
And back to the episode. Thanks, guys. All right, let's get back into this thing. Where are we at? All right, Objectmon. You know what? In Gen 2, there are a lot of. Okay, someone said Wobbuffet was an Objectmon, and I totally disagree. I think it's just like a creature.
Yeah.
It has inspirations of objects, but I don't think it's an Objectmon.
It technically is, but it's like when I looked at it as a kid and even just looking at it now, it's like that doesn't look like an object. It looks like just some made up creature. I
Yeah.
think that's pretty much what it is,
Yeah,
even though
someone
it's
just
meant
made
to
it
be a
up.
punching bag.
Yeah.
It's meant to be a punching bag. But see, that's where it's like,
It's
can you actually see that from its
yeah,
Yeah.
design
like
and
you
its
may be able
core?
to say, oh, it's a punching bag, but to me the design goes so far away from that it's like no longer an object. It's
Mhm.
like it's just
Yeah.
this like unique just like monster.
Yeah. And it's got like a shadow behind it that is like alive and stuff. It's like a
Mhm.
whole thing. So I would say no. Porygon 2's got to go where Porygon went.
Yeah,
There's
not
no
an
debate.
object. I did bring up Slugma because I think, like, we know it evolves into Magcargo, which to me just is a snail, right?
Mhm.
It's got too much snail going on, and obviously Slugma is like a slug. But I think when you just glance at it, in the same way that you glance at, I don't know, when you glance at it, it is lava. That does
Mhm.
feel Objectmon for the same reasons. For honestly, all the same
Yeah.
reasons as like Grimer.
It
does feel
both
like an
for
object.
sure. Mhm. It is both
So-
for sure, but it's a slug. It's very Onyx
Yeah.
No-
based to me.
Yeah, I
Mm,
was gonna say it's the same thing as
Okay.
Onyx, where it's an elemental slug.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
If it was
Yeah, I
just
guess-
like
I
if
guess
it was
that's
just if it was just like a pile of lava, kind of like Grimer, then I would
Mhm.
say like edge case or maybe even object. But yeah.
See, I feel like if
it's
its name
got
wasn't
animal.
Slugma, I feel like if its name was like Lavma, we would be like, it's a lava. It's just lava. But because
Yeah.
it's, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe,
Like,
maybe, but we do know that it
Yeah.
is. We do know that's what it is. So
Yeah. I'll agree with it. I just think, yeah, Slugma's cool. And it is
I love Slugma.
at least 50% object. That's maybe how we need to do this. Like 50-50. Like,
Oh my gosh, that's actually.
But you know what
too
I'm
late.
saying? Like if it's
Yeah,
more,
too late. It's too late.
that's
now.
like the Lumi math where we were missing. Like
Yeah.
if it's more than 50% inspired by an object, it's an Objectmon.
Mhm.
And that's pretty much
Um,
it. I mean, I think that just kind of bring, you could talk about Dawn Fan being like a tire, but it's an elephant.
it's an elephant.
it's-
yes.
Yeah. I'm just talking
That's like
through
30% one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
it. I'm
Should
trying
have
to
went
look
with
at
the
some,
percentages.
people have said that like we have quillfish here. Well, I'm sorry. That's obviously like a pufferfish, but I think
Mhm.
it's evolution over quill. People have said it is like a
It's
like a-
underwater mine.
It's kind of like a
Yes.
mine, yeah, but it's still a pufferfish. Like it's
Totally
still
agree.
very distinctly a pufferfish. For sure.
I was thinking about Togepi and how it is, again, 50%, it is just an egg, but it is a little creature.
Yeah.
Very, very
Yeah.
clearly.
It's a cool
It's a cute little
being.
baby. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just talking through some of these so we don't, just so we cover
Absolutely.
our bases.
This is it.
We
We already talked about Remoraid and Octillery.
Oh, sure. See, you know what's funny? I was glancing through all these and I completely forgot I didn't even consider that they should be on the list.
No, and they shouldn't be.
When I
They
glanced
shouldn't
over them. Yeah.
They shouldn't
That's
be.
so
Unless
funny.
they're beta designs, maybe, but no.
Yeah. And then that brings us to Generation 3. I'm feeling pretty good.
Kind of wild that there weren't so many in Gen 2.
Yeah.
You know?
This is kind of okay. This is really where I start to make my case for like plants, some plants being Objectmon, right? I don't think an Objectmon means it has to be living, but when you look at CDOT, it is literally just an acorn.
Yeah.
Okay.
CDOT is an acorn, right?
This
I mean,
is one.
am I crazy?
No, you're not.
Thank you.
This is one. This is one
needed
that I think requires a little bit more breaking down, because my first thought when I look at CDOT is it's a seed, because acorns are seeds. And so my temptation is to put it with execute, but like this is not a food mon.
Mm-mm.
And so the question to me becomes, is it living or is it not? Like, can you consider an acorn to be a living creature at that point? Because it's not a tree quite yet, but it grows into a tree.
I mean,
So-
yeah, they are, again, all living creatures, but it just looks like an acorn. I look at this and I can't help but think, because again, the idea of an Objectmon, it is an insult that is thrown around, but it is true. At a glance, it is just an acorn. In the same way that, to me, honestly, more so than Pineco being just a pine cone. To me, this is literally just an acorn with like feet. That's it. That's all it is.
That is what it is. So it's like,
I feel like this is objectively an Objectmon.
Is an acorn living enough to not be considered an object, or is it just?
Oh, you're right.
straight
It's like
up an
before
object?
I think
It's
it is
before it
living
gets
enough.
water.
Like that whole
It
thing
starts to
inside of
sprout.
inside of that little seed is like everything to be a tree. Like inside of it.
I don't think
Stuff's
that means
going
it
on.
can't be an object. I think it's still an Objectmon.
I would say edge case, to be honest, because like I think the living argument is very much there, but also it's like when you're looking at an acorn and you pick one up off the ground, it very much is just like inanimate and an object, and like you honestly don't even really think of it as a seed. You're like, you have to be almost reminded that this is a
You just
seed
kick
of
them.
a tree.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
walking home from school. It's like they're just on they're like rocks. You just kick them.
Right.
Yeah, but just because there's so many of them doesn't mean that they're not like what they are. You know what's so funny about this conversation is like really defining what an Objectmon is, like as
Yeah.
the fan term, is so difficult and necessary.
Yeah. I think that's why it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm afraid we're going to get to the end of this list and there'll be nothing in Objectmon because you guys will, and this isn't a bad thing necessarily.
I don't think there's that many Objectmon in Pokemon,
Sure.
actually.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is
But-
kind of proving our
but this
case
is-
that like
yeah.
again, like everyone has this conversation and likes to use it as evidence
Yeah.
that Game Freak's out of ideas, but like if we get to the end of this and there's like 10-20 Objectmon, that's gonna
Yeah.
like prove the opposite. Like
Also, edge case is like it could be or could not be, so it's not like
Yeah.
they're strictly not one.
But I think this,
Um,
and I almost want to look at Magnemite. Can we just like quickly make sure we're being consistent? Because I know we shifted this like 10 minutes in, but like, why
That
is
gets consistent.
Magnemite an Objectmon and not Edge Case? Because it is like
it's a
it's
magnet,
a creature.
which
It's
is
a magnet, yeah.
which is
They're just-
definitively an object.
but it's
Magnets
also
and
made of
metal and-
screws.
Yeah,
Okay.
a bunch of
I mean,
fake
you
stuff.
do
Okay,
have
you're right,
other
in a
stuff,
Pokeball.
but like the origin, the actual thing it's inspired by is a magnet.
Yeah.
Because like you're gonna have to add stuff to any of these Pokemon to make them a creature. Like you can't just like give us a disembodied magnet and like call it a day. Like they've got to creaturefy it a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's still based on a magnet.
Mhm.
And I almost want to make it. I feel like to me, I look at CDOT and I'm like, it is objectively an object, but it's like a living object. This
Yeah.
is-
It's actually very similar to Hisuian Voltorb in that sense.
Yeah.
So I honestly would say edge case.
Okay, man.
I'd say edge case, but I wouldn't even have considered it personally. But yes,
It's yeah. I think
I
I
told
don't
you my
think-
whole thing. For
I don't think-
Objectmon, they shouldn't be living, but that's just me.
but living things can be objects, you know, because because these trees,
I just mean
these
in-
plants are living.
yeah.
They're living, but they're not. They're not. They're not like they're not sentient. I don't think
Yeah,
they are.
I think
that's
the
true.
only
You know, this is
The
why I'm
only-
like fighting so much for this, because I'm like, to me, that's an object. When I go in my backyard and if I like, anyways, yeah, I'm just
No, you're right. You're right. They're not sentient.
there's something else. I
Mhm.
feel like, and there's a grouping of them, and that's kind of why I'm like, I feel like we should like put these together a little bit, but we're yeah. Anything that I've skipped, like I don't think Oddish would be on this list just because it's a plant. I don't think Bellsprout would be on this list
yeah.
just because it's a plant. I don't think those are
Mhm.
objects.
Right.
CDOT though is designed to be literally
It's
an acorn.
yes.
That's why
You
I'm
can-
like,
you
this
can make
feels
more of a
different.
case for it. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Edge case.
Would I be getting a
Certified.
little out of control if I?
Yes. No more moving. I think we're good.
Okay.
I think they're all where they should be.
Okay.
Personally. Hoops.
Okay.
You agree or disagree, guy?
Yes, I think we actually have a list that we can actually build into something now. We were
Okay.
Yeah.
we were trying to figure it out for a little bit, but I think we got a good
Yeah.
setup.
And we talked like 10 minutes before this about like how we're gonna do this, and we were like, no, we got it. Totally. we were gonna do this, and then we said no, let's just do it the classic way. And then as soon as we started, we were like, wait a second,
No.
we gotta go. We gotta go
This
back.
is not gonna work.
lay the foundation.
Yeah.
We have.
So next, let's see. Next, we've got.
Ooh, I've got an interesting one for you. I don't think this is an object, but Gulpin and Swalot, they are based on organs. Are organs objects?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't think so, but
No, but I think they are. This is guys. Come on, chat. I need you guys to unify. This is where I'm like, yes, obviously it is an organ. It is living, but I don't think that invalidates it as an object. An object is something that you can like point at that is not a wild animal. You know what I'm saying? It's not a kaiju. It's not an animal from nature. It's not a bug, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like,
Yeah, absolutely.
it is an object brought to life.
Mhm.
but
And so-
you when you're thinking
That's
But
an
it was
object.
already alive.
but it's
Yeah.
like when you talk about your stomach, are you like, oh, this object inside of me?
Yeah, I
Processes
think so.
Uh,
I think so. In the same way you would talk about your heart. If there was a heart Pokemon, yeah, it would be. It would,
Now
like,
we're getting really deep.
So is Love Disc an inanimate object?
maybe
We're getting real
honestly,
deep.
because you know
Your
what,
stomach.
my heart's been crushed, dead for years.
Your stomach is technically a part of you. But anyway,
But yes. But this is where I'm like, I think we're too much in the minutia and not the idea of like what an Objectmon is. An Objectmon is a thing that you would not like. It does not normally. I don't know how to describe this. I feel like I'm talking. I feel like
it
I
doesn't
sound
normally
crazy.
have a personality and face
It's not
and
a.
being.
It's not a.
It's
live,
not. Yes.
It's not. It doesn't have. It can't move on its own.
Yes.
It basically is something that just like exists, and
Yes.
that's it. It does not have any type
Yeah.
of life to it at all.
And what's funny enough,
Which-
because
I
would
wish
just-
my stomach didn't move on its own.
yeah, that's true. Like I just think that's like cute. Like that's good. That's like what a good Pokemon is. I think yeah, Gulpin's weird though, because I'm saying all that, and yes, Gulpin is if it's inspired by a stomach, which I think is not even like totally confirmed. It's just like
Yeah, that's a whole
theorized
other
because of
thing.
like stockpile and stuff. I never knew what these things were. I never even thought they were that interesting. You know, no disrespect. Shout out Papa C, friend of the podcast. Like they're cool, but to me they just feel like little monsters. So I wouldn't put them on the list, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right,
I wouldn't
let's
put it
roll
on
with
the
it.
I
think
shouldn't have.
that's
I
true.
shouldn't have brought it up, but it was just kind of an interesting.
No, but I
No,
mean,
it's-
you could
it's a good
you
thing to
could
bring
put them
up.
on the list as like not one because
Yeah.
they are. I think people might debate them.
And then there's a couple more in here that I kind of want to go through, but like Sableye is a little gremlin, a little ghost dark
gremlin.
type gremlin, but it is made of stones. right?
Yeah,
It is made of
not
gemstones.
completely though. Like it's,
No, not completely.
it's-
So I would not call it an Objectmon. I'm just bringing it up.
I would say nose pass though. Nose
I would
pass gotta
not
go up
say
there.
nose pass.
I will say nose pass as well, and I'll tell you why.
It's
It
based
is
on-
inspired by a compass, which is an object, but then its physical
Valid.
form, is based on those Easter Island heads, which are statues, which are also
statues.
objects.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Objectmon.
He's a
I'll give
statue.
it. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
There you go. You
The
got
question,
Objectmon.
though, another hard one, are Solrock and Lunatone.
No, you're getting ahead. You're getting ahead.
Oh, sorry.
For the
I'm just
same
like-
reason
I'm
as
just-
CDOT.
I'm just picking stuff.
No, this is good. For the same reason as C-Dot, Lotad is also, it is less, like it is definitely, it is more Kappa, but more, I would say more than 50% of its body is just, it's a lily pad. That's all it is.
No,
So
not 50%. It's just the top. The rest of him's like a little creature on the bottom.
Yeah.
Have you looked at
Like,
Lotad?
It's just
it is more than 50%.
It's just the lily pad itself, though, is just a hat. It's kind of like if I called you an inanimate object Pokemon because you have hair and your hair.
Yeah, but
That's kind of right.
But
That's
it's bigger than
true.
his body, though. You know.
Yeah, bigger, but
like this idea 100% spawned from someone at Game Freak going,
let's make a lily pad.
Lily
Pokemon.
pads.
Yeah.
What if that was a little creature that was swimming around? You know.
But
I think it should be considered as an Objectmon.
They brought
I
it
don't
to
even
life.
know if I'd.
They brought it to life by making it a Kappa, though, which is
Sure, valid. So it's not an object.
No, I don't think it's even close.
I think if you can go,
Ooh,
You're
oh,
talking about
this
a lily pad too.
same thing goes for.
I think a lily pad. I think that's a thing.
Same thing
It's a
kind of
live
goes.
plant.
Same thing kind of goes for.
I disagree.
Ludicolo as well. But you could also argue that
Because it's a
Ludicolo
pineapple?
is a food Pokemon. Yeah, 'cause it's a pineapple.
Food.
Wait.
Throw 'em
Is
into
that
food
confirmed?
Pokemon.
I mentioned that to someone and they were like, as a joke, I was like, oh yeah, it's a pineapple.
Nah, it just resembles one.
And then they were like, oh, I didn't see that before.
I think there's something to that. It's not like it's like cherubi or anything, but it's like I think there's a little peppering of pineapple in there.
Yes, exactly. It's like resemble or inspired by one, but really it's wearing like a poncho of fur that kind of just looks like one. It is not physically a pineapple.
Listen, I'm going to go on the record and say Ludicolo is not an Objectmon. I think Ludicolo,
Me too.
and I also don't think
you're
you
right.
can actually eat it. So I think
Well,
I'm not even going to put it on the list. You
If
guys
he's
are
a duck, you could eat
disrespecting
it.
me.
I'm just saying. I mean,
You guys are
the
disrespecting me.
ducks
right
are
now.
tasty.
Ludicolo. No, dude. No.
Just saying.
I'm also tempted to maybe put Shroomish on this list, but I don't think so. It is. It's too much of a monster.
Yes.
I do though, however. Soul, you alluded to this about an hour ago.
I did.
Shedinja.
Oh
is,
yeah, yeah.
Is an empty shell. It's the ghostly shell, something that is dead, and not living, of Ninja or I guess of Ninjask or whatever one it is actually the shedded skin of. This is.
Are dead
I don't
bodies
think
objects?
I don't think it is an Objectmon in this same way. Like it would feel less of an Objectmon because it's not like, oh, there's the thing. Like it feels. I think its design origins feel too connected to the natural world and a living. It's obviously in world dead in an object, but I don't think it actually qualifies what an object really is. An Objectmon, which would be, just pick something and give it googly eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it, based on what I said earlier, I do think that it could be considered one.
Yeah,
because it is literally just the shell. I mean,
just
the
by
shell,
classification, but I don't think it feels right.
It's not a shell so much as it is like the husk or like the skin.
Yeah, that's
and to me that's
still
it is not living, but it's connected enough to a living thing that I personally wouldn't consider that. I think that's getting like in the weeds and like kind of like splitting hairs a little bit.
It's like a technical qualification, but I don't think it feels right. That's kind of the
plus.
Issue
It's
here.
also like a ghost. It's like a spirit.
Yeah, but
no,
but I don't think that disqualifies. I do not think a ghost type disqualifies an Objectmon.
Yeah, definitely not, because then you'll get into like Rotom.
There's so many.
Later.
Well, yeah, I'm not. Yeah. But
just to be like, I'm just trying to get ahead of that. This is so much fun. I didn't realize how fun this would be. Let's see what else we got.
I was thinking Loudred and them, but they're just monsters.
Yeah,
they're two monsters.
Yeah.
But okay, so Solrock, Lunatone.
Yes, I would say.
Yes.
Ooh, I would say I'm gonna. Oh my gosh, that's so hard.
Because they are aliens.
My gut says no.
Oh, okay.
But I can't technically, if I break it down, I can't technically refute it because I was gonna say they're like meteorites and that literally meteorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like meteorites, it's the Geodude thing again. It's like they're rocks. Like you can't I can't say that it's not an inanimate object. It just, in terms of the genre of Pokemon, it does not feel like that to me. But it's purely just a feel thing because I can't argue against it.
I think, again, for me, they're either inspired by the sun and the moon because they both resemble the cartoon version of a sun and a moon. This is where I was going with like the heart example, right? It's like a cartoon version of the sun and the moon. And then even in world, they are meteorites that maybe have a little bit of something in them to make them living because they're Pokemon. Like maybe they have a little bit of like, alien DNA, but like I think objectively they fit the Objectmon look, I think. I think they're just they're Objectmon straight up. If Nose passes on this list, I think they have to be Objectmon.
I totally agree, and I also think that they are meteorites, just shaped in those shapes, and that's Pokemon enough for them. So they're just rocks that fell from the sky.
I really think Nosepass is an edge case because it has arms and legs.
No, man, look at the statues. It is just a statue that moves its arms.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We can't go back. That's the rule. Okay.
Yes, that is the rule.
That's all right. That is the rule. Let's see. We got Lunatone and Solrock. Do you guys do this? Like I'm playing through Leaf Green right now and I'm just craving a Gen 3 like Hoenn playthrough. And I'm like, I want to use some weirdos. My team is so weird in Leaf Green, and I'm thinking now, I'm like, it'd be fun to use Lunatone. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? I've never used it. That
would be kind of cool.
Just because it's weird. Spoink is a pig, but it has the pearl. Just doing a mental checklist. Cacnea is a cactus, which is a living thing, obviously, but it's still, I think, I guess it's like, where do you draw the line?
That's for you personally to decide. Because I've drawn mine.
I think it's too much of a character, so it wouldn't even qualify. Swablu and Altaria are clouds. That's not a living thing, but they are birds. Yep.
Yeah, the primary.
Totally good. So I guess we're back
at
here.
Baltoy.
We're back with the weird ancient creatures. Baltoy. What do we think?
This one's tough. Because my instinct is no, but again, if you break it down, it's like they're a toy. It's a toy and a doll, essentially.
Yeah. Tops, I guess.
But they also feel kind of like alien too.
Yeah,
they really do.
So I'm like, it's like, is there enough sentience there that sort of disqualifies it? It's kind of it's tricky.
I would probably put them in edge case, but I'm trying to think it through real well here. It's I'm thinking about like what they're actually based off of, like those little statues, or like a top as well.
I think they fit Objectmon pretty cleanly, just at like with the eye test. I think if you get into it, there's even more evidence. I would say I would probably put Claydol into either edge case or not an object, because I think it becomes something, even though it is like it's like referencing something else in the real world. I still think it is like, at a glance, it looks like, I don't know, like the sentries that are in like Breath of the Wild. It just looks like it looks like a laser beam alien creature. I don't think Claydol fits an object, but I do think, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
No. Baltoy. I think Baltoy is an Objectmon.
I would put Claydol in edge case, and
I think it has some sentience to it, but it's still. Yeah, I guess you could say like it's not like defined enough. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I would probably I would put both of them in edge case personally.
I'll put Baltoy in edge case.
Like I don't feel like they are, but I can't really argue against it. That's kind of my whole thing.
Yeah.
If you look up, Dusty, exactly what Claydol is, it looks almost just like that. That's why I'm like, and I know you were like, you don't have to look up things to like let them known, but as a kid, you'd be like, what is this thing?
I don't think it looks like that though. I think it's become something else. I don't think it looks the same at all. These two things.
Yeah,
It's got a ton of eyes. There's a new motif of it looking like a bird. It's this thing that hovers like a spacecraft. I think it's beyond object. It is like, yeah, you could say in world. It is like, I think this is the problem where it's like, if something can only be an object if it is like not sentient, that doesn't even make sense because everything is sentient. You know, all of these Pokemon are sentient. It's like, just because it's not organic, does that make it an Objectmon?
We're talking,
and this
about
feels like a monster, like Loudred. This is like a brand new crazy creature. So I don't think it's an Objectmon. I can't in good faith put it in an Objectmon.
When it comes to sentience, we're talking about the origin.
Yeah,
yeah, not the Pokemon itself.
No, I know, but like but what I'm saying is like,
I could concede this one.
I think there are some things that still feel like objects, even though they're not like, even though in real life they would not maybe qualify as, I don't know. This is why we're arguing about this. Yeah, Claydol to me is too much of a weirdo. Claydol is not an object. Ball toy, edge case. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. We gotta find where we were.
Yeah. I have some more up here.
Oh yeah.
I think cast form is. This is where it gets so weird. In lore, it is an Objectmon because it is based. It's a little creature that is what, like a water molecule.
Mm-hmm.
So great, it's an Objectmon. Except I think it looks too much like a little. It looks too much like a little guy. I don't think it's an object.
Based on. I mean, it's based on these weather dolls that they have in Japan. So it's like literally supposed to be a doll.
Okay.
But it doesn't necessarily give off that vibe in its design. Like, it looks like those dolls, but it doesn't give off that vibe. It more so does feel like a water molecule, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely supposed to be that too. I would put it in edge case.
I think when I glance at it, it just looks like a little guy. It looks like as obscure as Celebi, you know? So that's why I can't think of it as an Objectmon. I guess, maybe I think its other forms maybe are more so Objectmon because they are like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're kind of depicting what they are based on a little bit more obviously. And cast form is like the lack of that, where it's like if you see the Sunny form, you're like, oh, it's the sun, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Beta Porygon too. When you see though, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Edge case.
Just edge case?
Yeah, I think it's pretty. Everything's just pretty simple to me.
All right. See, but when I look at it, I don't think this is. When I look at cast form, I don't go, oh, it's a water molecule. You know?
Yeah, but you can't really define what it is either.
So it's
but it's not just a
Objectmon.
little monster. It does have a base in those things that we just looked at, like water.
I just think it's not an Objectmon.
A cloud.
Because you can't peg it.
Well, that's why I think it's an edge case, because you can't peg it. But if you dig deeper, there are objects,
then you're like, oh,
stuff in there.
Yeah,
that's why it makes sense. Shuppet and Banette are dolls.
I say Shuppet is not an object, but Banette is. That's how I feel.
I agree. I was actually gonna say the Mega, maybe more than Banette. Like a Banette is it is a doll, but I feel like I didn't really feel like I don't know, like seeing the spirit within it almost sells it has more of a doll appearance to it, but they can both be up there.
Yeah,
the Mega and the non-Mega.
I think both's fine. I would put Shuppet at least in edge case, but I don't know. It's just like this. Whatever it is underneath the cloth, you know. So,
so to me, it's just like too much of a ghost.
Yeah,
in terms of how it looks.
Yeah,
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's like that makes sense. All right, let's keep cruising. Man, this is kind of brutal having to scroll.
I know.
What about Duskull?
No, it's a ghost. It's just a ghost.
Because it leans into that like skull.
I would say the next
motif.
one that's possible is Clamperl.
But see, I like this. No. Because this is cool because I agree. Clamperl, again, the image of like, yes, it's based on something that's a living creature, but it's like, it's also not a pearl. Clamperl's head is like an egg, like a fish egg.
Right.
But at a glance, it does kind of feel like an Objectmon, doesn't it? Like, what does your heart say? Chat, what
says
does your heart say?
Are
My heart says,
are clams living? Are they a living thing?
yes.
they
for
are,
sure.
If
but
they're a
when you
living
see them on
thing-
the beach, when you see them on a beach as a kid, they're dead. And so you just have that like imaginary.
Well, just
idea
because they're
of-
dead, that means they weren't living.
Yeah, you know what? If it's
So
a
this is-
clam and an egg, then I'm gonna say no because both
Yeah.
of those are living.
Okay. All
The
right,
like
all right.
blue weird stuff in the middle, that's the clam. That's alive.
Yeah. Love disc is a that's a fish. That's a fish.
It's a fish.
I don't think Metagross or any of them are inanimate objects. Yes,
No,
Beldum is
no.
based on a dumbbell, but it's something completely new. It's a creature. It's an alien creature.
It's not
Yeah.
even like it was way more based on a dumbbell in its beta design than it is
Yeah.
now. Like
Mhm,
now
mhm.
it's pretty much only its name that kind of clues you into that.
Mhm.
So I don't think you can use that as like a justification because it's pretty
It's a
far
spider.
removed.
It's an alien. It's a spaceship. Yeah, it's none of those. Just want to put that on the record. What do you think about the Reggies? Because I also think even though the Reggies are based on material that is inorganic,
Mhm.
that's actually not totally true. All metals and ice are all low key organic. But I guess everything in the world is actually organic.
I
Because
say
it's
no because
naturally
it,
occurring.
I say no because it goes back to my golem philosophy. Like
Yes.
there's
Yeah.
golems, which
Yeah.
is not.
Totally agree. I totally agree. Did we talk about and then Chimecho I also put on this. I don't think Chimecho is actually an Objectmon. I think it is inspired by one, but I think it still kind of feels like a little creature, like a little guy.
I think.
But the
I think-
Mega,
I think this is a classic one.
No, yeah, I think it's a classic. Like
It's a classic, like it's a
definitely
chime.
object. Yeah,
It's a wind
I
chime.
think its design speaks to how well of an Objectmon it is because you think of it as a creature, not as an object with
okay.
googly eyes. But
Sure.
it is absolutely like a wind chime. So
yeah.
yeah.
Japanese specifically too, so that might be why you don't see it as much because we don't see them as much.
No,
in
I
our
know.
day-to-day life.
I was gonna say, as a kid, like I saw this creature and I just thought it was another I'm like, oh, it's a random weird psychic.
Mhm,
I'd find it on Mount Pyre and
mhm.
I'd think to myself, interesting, I'll catch it. I'm boxing this. But I never thought of it as I didn't know what it was based on. So, but you're
Yeah.
right. I think you are right. It is
I think it's like a
objectively an
classic.
object.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
people are talking about Objectmon, like this is one of them
Sure.
for sure.
And I would think the Mega
Yes.
is even more so.
Mhm.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Let's see. We're actually kind of cruising now. There's been a lot of these.
We're only in Gen 3, but yes, we are.
No, we're in Gen
We're-
4, and I
we're
don't think
Gen
there's a lot
4,
in Gen
yeah.
4.
Chingling, throw Chingling in there. while
Yeah,
we're
just
talking about
instantly.
Chimecho.
Oh yeah,
He's just
sure,
a
sure.
little bell.
Right next
Yeah, you're
to
right.
it,
Yeah, it's just a little bell. See, this is I think this is when we start seeing fruit Pokemon like Cherubi, and I'm like, it is objectively. If I go to the grocery store and I
Stop.
I'm being serious, and I see two
I
cherries,
see a cherry. I'm gonna put it in my
and I
mouth
see
and
two
eat
cherries.
it, man.
It's not living. It's dead.
But
It's an object.
But it's food and it's a plant.
Can we put it in the food
Yes,
category?
put it in
Because I
food,
think
yes,
I think
yes.
If you
this
really
Pokemon
want to.
specifically. Listen, I didn't argue for Tropius because it's a giant banana dragon. It's not a.
Mhm.
But if there was a Pokemon that was just a bushel of bananas, I'd be saying that's an object, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't, because I think a cherry has a seed in it that is alive that can make a whole cherry.
That doesn't
tree.
matter. That doesn't matter. That does not
Just-
matter.
Just make it easy.
I
and
refuse
put
to
in
believe
food.
it.
Just make it
I
easy. and put it
completely-
in food.
I completely disagree. I cannot wait to hear the chat on this. I am curious to hear what people say.
I do want to say, like, I think that going into this, it's like there's an idea of what an Objectmon is in the Pokemon community, and I feel
Yeah.
like that's what I'm kind of sticking to more so. But then it's just an abstract idea that fans made up, so it's like anyone can have a different opinion on what they technically are. But to me, like, only certain things like Klefki and Chimecho and those are like the hardcore, like these are made from an object. Technically you're right about a cherry being just an object.
Yes,
But
that's
that
what
is
I'm saying.
that's not like the quintessential fan term Objectmon. You know what I mean? Like there's a
I think
there's
it
a
is
category of
no,
Objectmon.
Yeah, like
because in Gen 5 with and you guys are going to explain this away, but in Gen 5 with whatever the ice cream cones Pokemon, whatever that Pokemon that is, right? That it's an ice cream. Oh, it's just an ice cream. It's just I remember seeing people make like Fakemon like, oh, it's just a bag of chips in Gen 6. And you have a bag of chips Pokemon. Funny. Right?
That's so good.
But I'm like, that is an object because it is like a singular thing that you can identify in a cartoon or whatever. Yes. I always want to say Ice Cube. That's not what it is. Vanillite.
It's
yes, it is ice and it's snow and it's not ice cream. But objectively, when you glance at it, it is designed to look like an ice cream cone. Therefore, it's an Objectmon. And that's why I'm like getting all worked up about like, yeah, Cherubi is it's two cherries. It's an object. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that's my lens. That's how I'm looking at this.
So with these two, again, like that's why I brought it up early with Execute, because like I can't refute that is true, but I think also you don't look like it's food, and I think you look at it through the lens of food versus the inanimate object kind of the genre, the concept that Soul is talking about, because there is a like outside of just like
genre is a good word,
looking at them as objects, like there's a criteria within the community that sort of defined these guys. And I think they're within that. There's kind of like when we're trying to figure out what's what, there is like the letter of the law, which is like if it is not living and is based on an object, versus the spirit of the law, which is kind of like what we're doing right now, where it's like, oh, well, this isn't living, but it's like, or this is living, but it doesn't move. It doesn't have sentience. So it's like trying to balance those two things. And so I think, with stuff like Vanillish or Cherubi, I think it's important to sort of like look at what they are primarily and then go from there. And to me, they're food, which
and that's fine. I'll put them in
type of like, it is a type of object, to be clear. I just think it's its own category.
Yeah. And I'm totally fine with that. As long as like, to me, I'm looking at it like it's an object, but it's a food. So we just got to separate it as all. And that's cool. We can do that. We can totally do that. There's really not that many in Gen 4. Let me take a peek. I guess I'll put, I don't think Bonsly should even be up there, because even what Bonsly is based on, a bonsai tree, even though it's technically, this is kind of what you guys were saying with Sudowoodo. I think Bonsly is also just like, it doesn't look really like.
Well, it's straight up. So it's straight up like a bonsai tree, and it doesn't even like.
That's the inspiration.
It doesn't even like.
Yeah. You're right.
It's not even like not a tree in the way that Sudowoodo is, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's pretty much it then. So well, I moved a bunch up. So we got.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, there's nothing.
No, sorry. Yeah, I'm misdirecting you guys. So we've got Drifloon and Drifblim.
Yeah, those are balloons.
Objects. Yes.
Yeah, objects. We're gonna put them up there. Are we cool with that?
Yes, I think so. But I think they're
moving on.
Spiritomb.
I would say this is not an object because the actual Pokemon is a spirit. It is
but it's tied to the rock.
To the tomb.
But the rock is not Pokemon.
You're right. Yeah. You're right. It doesn't have the rock type. You're right.
I agree. This is an object. 100%.
See, but this is like, I glance at it and I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess it is an object.
It is, but I will say.
But it also becomes something else.
It becomes another object.
Yeah, bell. No, you're right. It's a bell. Well, what is the first stage supposed to be? What is
a mirror?
It's supposed to be a mirror, but it does not look like a mirror in any way. I've always kind of been like
a coin. I always thought it was a coin
or a plate. I always saw a plate. You can see a reflection in a plate. I guess I kind of see that, depending on the plate.
I'm gonna say it's an Objectmon because it's even though I can't identify it, I still know it's this floating metal thing.
It arguably it is an object.
It's just I don't know what object, but it's
not really a monster. It's not really anything. It's a plate or a mirror. It's and a bell.
And then Bronzong, that's a bell. That's easy.
Yeah.
Rotom's kind of weird. What is the initial? Because I think all of the forms straight up objects.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got a fan, we got a refrigerator, we got a lawnmower, we got a toaster oven, we got a washing machine. What is
a stereo?
Well, yeah, you're right. We got a stereo. That's not even on. Well, no, it might be on.
No, it doesn't exist yet.
And so, what is base Rotom?
I don't know what that.
He's just like a spirit. Like I think he's called.
I don't know if I don't think it's an. Is it a?
Yeah, it's the
plasma.
plasma Pokemon, and plasma is like a state of matter. It's fluid. It's.
I'm gonna say it's not an object. Yeah, I don't think it's an object. I think it's.
It's not definable. That's for sure. The little the orange piece is what I'm looking at, right?
Yeah.
'Cause that's what changes in all the rest of them. But yeah, I don't know. So I think that's fine.
I'm gonna say not an object.
Yeah.
Man,
Are we on to Gen 5 already?
Gen 5 is the one. Gen 5 is the one.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
The one that made this happen.
Oh, it did, dude. Absolutely. Let's take a break, and then we'll be back with Gen 5. Guys, real quick, before let's see if I can do this in 30 seconds. We want to tell you, we want to implore you that if you're listening to this podcast, and guess what? You like this podcast and you're still listening to this podcast, maybe you've already subscribed to this podcast. You can go a step further and support the podcast. If you love this show and you want this thing to survive, if you want us to keep going, showing up every single week, with a brand new Pokemon podcast covering the latest news and theories, go into the description right now. There's 2 buttons. You can support on YouTube as a member, or you can support on Patreon again as a member. You can join the Hall of Fame. That's what we call our community, the Hall of Fame. At the $5 tier, you get everything pretty much. You get 4 monthly bonus podcasts every single week in your inbox. On Monday, you're going to be getting a brand new podcast. It's our Secret Power podcast. You also get access to the Discord. That is where all of our trainers, that's where everyone is. The whole community is in the Discord. And in the Discord, there's obviously all these specialized, all sorts of things you can do. There's channels is the word I was looking for, and I'm a boomer, and I'm sorry guys. I don't know what I'm not good at Discord, but I'm always in there dropping images, dropping voice memos, just yapping to you guys. I love seeing you guys in there. But I was gonna say, you can also in the Discord sign up to be on the podcast. You could one of the perks is that you can join us during our live call-in shows, which we've brought back to Hidden Power, and you could get on the next one. You could get on the next one, give us your theories. There's so many other perks. That's at the $5 tier. We're working on a new perk at the box legendary tier, which is the tier above that. But at the mythical tier or higher, you will get your name read on the podcast as a producer. You get the producer credits. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Do you guys have anything to say?
Thank you.
Thank you, and just one more thing.
It was longer than 30 seconds.
I was trying to keep it in 30 seconds.
I know.
Are we still going?
We're still going.
Okay. I was gonna say, on Patreon, you can also save 20% if you pay annually, so you get a discount. So
true.
Bing, 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 bing. I forgot about that. That's so great. Yeah, bro. Bring that price down. Obviously,
S-tier marketing.
Obviously, it's hard out there. Take care of yourself first. But if you got some extra money and you want to see us, you want to support this podcast so we can continue to employ our team and pay for editors, etc., we appreciate. We're just beggars out here. Thank you guys. We love you. Bye. Get back to the episode. Go back to the episode. All right. So moving on to Generation 5. Funny enough, this is the generation that I think Objectmon started like really permeating, or at least it started appearing, and then it started like becoming that insult that we were talking about earlier, because there were a lot of Pokemon in Gen 5 that really leaned into, or I guess like for all the Pokemon, Generation 5 introduced a lot of Pokemon that were almost like retreading, remixing some of the early concepts of what a Pokemon, what Pokemon was in Gen 1. But there were, at this stage, there were new design philosophies, and not every single Pokemon needed to have such an obvious cartoon face. I think the first example is Roggenrola, which is probably based on a Geode, which guess what is what Geodude is based on in Gen 1. Both rock types, trait evolutions, 3 stages. And what we see with Roggenrola is that it doesn't even have a face. And so while I think as it evolves, it becomes more and more like it just becomes like a rock monster. I guess I wanted to talk about Roggenrola because when I do look at it, even though I don't think it 100% translates into like an object, I do think it still has that like Objectmon aesthetic. It still is just a rock with feet, right? You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't even have googly eyes.
So
like that's kind of the point I'm trying to make.
But it does have an eye.
No, well, but it's a hole. And I think also the eye is actually supposed to be its ear. So it's like it's at a glance interpretive. Like you can make it make sense in the world and be like, that doesn't exist in the real world. But like as an object, it is just, I'm just trying to say like, it's a thing. I don't even think this is a real offender. I'm just using it as a jumping off point.
So I'm going to blow your mind.
Oh, let's do it.
Roggenrola is definitely an object because not only is
yeah.
it a rock, so it's already in the conversation, but it's literally a speaker. It's based on a speaker. That's why its name is Roggenrola, because it's like rock and roll.
Oh, yes. That's cool. That's
So-
awesome.
That makes
dude.
sense.
That's so cool.
Which is kind of admittedly completely random because it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't evolve into that. Like it's pretty much just Roggenrola that does that, but like that is what it is. That's why it's got that circle in its face because that's like the center of the speaker.
Dude,
So-
that's crazy. What is it based? Is it based on like, you know how like in caves? Yeah, I'm imagining like you're in a cave and like you catch an echo. Actually, when am I ever in a cave? In a cartoon. when the main
No, when you're in a
character
cave.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just
Like
that
echo,
comment.
like yeah, like
I'm
I
an
guess I would
idiot.
say
You're an
for this
idiot. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. I guess I would say, I mean, that is super cool. I didn't even realize it has stereo inspirations. I think, and this is kind of what I've been advocating this whole time, I don't think an inspiration explains away or changes something's status as an object. I think if at a glance, yes, you could just be, I'm saying in this case specifically, like, I don't think it looks like a stereo. Therefore, I don't think it's a stereo object.
Mhm.
But
And that is a light design element.
yeah,
as well.
it's it's crazy. The more I look at it, I'm like, yeah, it's just it's not an object because you don't see this in real life, I guess is what I want to say. But the fact that it's just a rock,
To me,
but it's not just a rock. It's a boulder.
I was gonna just say that.
Yeah. But it's not just a rock. It's a rug and roller, dude.
Yeah,
I
to
don't know.
me,
this is breaking my brain.
This
It's a
extra, the extra speaker element not only helps its case for an object, but it also helps it in terms of my perception of it.
Sure.
Because I've always generally disliked this Pokemon because it's so like unalive. Like there's no eyes, there's no like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like a creature. It feels like I don't know what it even feels like. It's just really weird and
Yeah.
unalive looking. Like it literally just looks like a rock. It doesn't
That's
look
what I'm
alive.
trying to say. Like it fits the object like vibe check without actually being like it's just this thing. Like I honestly love this line. I think this is like the more time that goes on, I think Gigalith is an S tier Pokemon. Like I love this line so much.
100%.
I
they're
think
so cool.
I think actually because
And creative.
Obviously we've been talking about Geodude a ton, and part of our argument against it being an object was, oh, they added arms, they added all this creature animal stuff to it.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't give Roggenrola eyes, they didn't give it arms, they didn't give it anything. Like it's just it's kind of just a boulder. So if in that sense,
I think it's a better
very-
design, but that doesn't mean it's not an object, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I would say object.
I'm
I
gonna
would
put
say
it in
object as well.
Yeah, it goes in an object. I think the other two are just not objects. I think the other two
No.
are just monsters.
No, they're
right?
too monster-like. I don't
Yeah.
know. But they are still kind of rocks.
Yeah. Let's see what else. We've got, who else do we have? I feel like as an honorary mention, we have to mention the Timber line because they are holding objects, but not objects. Not objects. Let's see. Man, I'm not seeing any object mons. Holy
There
cow.
are some.
Ooh, Darumaka
See,
and Darmanitan are interesting because they're
Sure.
they're objectively based on dolls, like Daruma dolls.
True.
Darmanitan is still like a monkey as well.
See, I see them both as a monkey.
They definitely are. I think that it's a matter of like what's their primary design, because I do agree with you.
Yeah.
They are based on those dolls, especially Darumaka.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
then they're
the
mostly
snowman, the Galarian snowman form, that's an
Yeah.
object.
Snowman.
The snowman is an object.
Yeah.
And don't tell me he's living. Frosty
Is
the
it,
Snowman
though?
is
Living.
Frosty the Snowman
He's
is not
not living.
real.
Are snowmen objects though? They're like
If you
they're
got kids in the car,
they're
Frosty the
snowmen.
Snowman
They're
No,
snowmen.
they're
I'm sorry.
objects 100%.
I don't know. Because I think I'm actually gonna make a case here because
You're gonna be like, snow is alive.
Yeah.
it's not alive, but
It's a
like
water
is
molecule.
water an object? Like is ice an object?
Yes.
Ice, I guess you
Yes.
could say is an object, but
Unless you,
Ugh.
if you were asking, like, if that was a rhetorical question, I'm sorry for yelling at you, but
well, no,
if that was a real question, yeah.
it's close to me. To me, it's close because I don't really look at snowmen as objects, but
No, come on, guys, you're being too in the weeds. It is Wait, here's the thing. Neither of you live in a location where there's snowmen.
I do.
No, but I have
Do you get
experienced them.
snow hoops?
Yes, we get lots of
You
snow.
sure?
Well, it depends on the
Okay.
year, but
All right.
we do get snow.
All right, I don't know if I believe you.
We do.
No, he does.
I would say
And then-
something, but I would dox myself.
Yeah,
I would
he's
reveal my
northern.
location. But,
Yeah. I'm just
But,
saying, to me, this is the closest thing we're getting to a New England region. I'm like, you driving around in December, and I'm like, everyone, you get snowmen. Actually, I'll say you're right. If we get snow that year, but if we get snow, there's, we got 3 feet of snow, and there's plenty of snow to make a snowman. This is, I don't know. It's obviously a twist, but I'm like, it's a snowman. This is an Objectmon, objectively,
Mhm.
and it didn't even come out until Generation 8. I think this is an Objectmon. If Rotom is an Objectmon, this is an Objectmon.
I do
Rotom
agree, I
wasn't
agree.
an Objectmon though. The base.
No, but its forms are objects. Yeah. This is fun. Dude, I'm loving this. This is a fun episode. I'm
I
realizing.
just keep going back to Geodude, but
Yeah.
every Pokemon that you guys say is an Objectmon that just has a face and arms just makes me, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, Geodude.
No.
Yeah. Galarian, Darmanitan. Is it called Zen mode? Zen form?
Yeah, Zen
That
mode.
is the Zen mode.
Dude.
Yeah.
So good. What a great Pokemon. And we don't even have original art or official art for it.
I would say
That is an object. The other ones, I don't think they're objects.
So I think I don't know. Yeah. So that is an
You're
object.
talking about the Zen mode form?
Yes, I was gonna go to that and say yes, that is an object. I want to say Darumaka is because it's it's much more of the doll than Darmanitan is, but I'm still
Darmanitan.
not sure because it still feels kind of edge case. And then I was
So
also,
just for clarity, so you're saying, so just for listeners, we're talking about the Unova, the base Darmanitan's Zen mode
Yes.
form, where it's like the little blue guy.
yes. So
Okay.
this is definitely an object because it's literally like a statue or whatever.
See, I want to push back on that because it's like,
So you're gonna tell me that the snowman is an object, but not this?
no, I guess my initial logic, but we've kind of gone. No, I think I've been consistent. This isn't a thing in the real world, I guess is what I'm thinking.
But when
I would need to see it in the real world. Like I don't know
when
what
you're in the
item
game,
it's-
you literally see like a bunch of them as like statues outside of.
But
They
they're
are
not.
desert
But
resort.
it's this Pokemon. They're not statues. They're this Pokemon. You know.
But this is a like that's what it's supposed to be, is like a statue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
this
guess
one's
you
tough.
are right. I guess but I think of it like it's like Kakuna. I'm like, sure, Kakuna doesn't move. It just hangs in a tree, but it is a living creature. This is still a monkey. That's how I think it's still a monkey. You know. So that's why I can't think it. I don't think it's an Objectmon.
I think we should put it in the edge case
Oh
at
my
least.
gosh.
At least.
Do you disagree with that?
It's just because he's a statue. Like even
Listen, I did everything right. I complimented. I acknowledged what you had said. I said that's good, but here's a different opinion. I did everything right, and you still
just don't-
disagree.
I just don't know how you can say that is not an object, but the snowman is an object. Because the
It's
snowman.
a snowman.
Because the
It's
snow. Okay, no, look, the snowman is not only half man, but it's also made out of water. Whereas
Oh my
this
gosh.
is supposed to be like this solid statue-esque creature.
Yeah.
Because a snowman, you can draw. It's iconography. It's something for. It's like you think of a snowman and you can like draw what that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's an object in real life and in concept. But Zen mode Darmanitan is just sure, it's a statue, but I don't know. Listen, I'm being consistent. I don't think Nosepass should be this. You don't like, what is Nosepass? It's a rock with a face and legs and arms.
My guy's a statue.
It's more
It's
of
a
a man than
statue.
Geodude. All right.
Statues
Okay.
are, believe
All
it or
right.
not,
That's true.
inanimate
Statues.
objects.
Sure. Okay. That's okay. That is true. That is true.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to do edge case because we can't agree on it.
Okay, that's fine. That's what that's there for.
Maractus, though, that's an object. I'm just kidding.
No, that is a
I'm
guess.
just kidding. I'm just
So
kidding.
are we saying the regular forms of these Pokemon? Are we saying they're not? I
I
would
wasn't
be
even
fine
going to put them
saying-
on the list.
I'd be
But
fine
yeah.
saying they're not.
I think Darmanitan undeniably is
Is a monkey.
honestly, no, both of them, honestly, all three of them, they're monkeys. They're little like monkey guys that have other inspirations, but they're little monkey guys. I think they are what they are.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that we got Infernape in Gen 4, which was a fire monkey, and then they immediately
Yeah.
followed up in Gen 5 with 2 fire monkeys.
Yeah, it is true.
Which is,
Yeah,
kind of fun.
man. There's some. I think about all. You know what I was thinking about today? Swoobat and Woobat really do look like the first two stages of what evolves into what came out in Gen 6, which is Noivern. They have the fluff. They have this. They seem to have the same inspiration,
yeah.
similar color scheme.
Yeah, similar.
Sound dragon ears. I'm like, what are we doing? 100%. These were designed all together. They must have been. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We're about to hit like the peak of this episode. Before we get yes,
sorry.
no, yeah. Before we get to Trubbish, I want to talk about Yamask because this is also kind of weird to me. I don't think Yamask is an Objectmon because the Pokemon itself, you can see it. It's manifested as a ghost.
It's kind of like Timber, where it's like it's holding the mask, but it's the Pokemon itself is this ghost.
Yeah. However, Cofagrigus is an object.
Yeah.
Cofagrigus? What did I just say? How do you say that?
Cofagrigus?
No.
Cofagrigus?
No. What is it? A coffin, bro. It's a coffin.
No, it's
Yes, there's a word. You're right.
The Egyptian one.
It's
Oh, we can't move.
Sarcophagus. Yes.
That's why I couldn't say it. I was starting it with a C. Sarcophagus. Yeah, dude. It's a sarcophagus.
I was thinking coffin and sarcophagus at the same time.
So Yamask, not an object, Mon, right?
Right.
But then I think Cofagrigus and Runerigus, object Mons all the way, dude.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah, the spirit's there, but like I said earlier, like the whole ghost type thing.
Like
so cool.
The form factor is the coffin and the rune stone. Like that's what makes its body. Versus Yamask, its body is the ghost.
That's what it is. You know, it is a coffin as a design. That's really this is the definition.
See, you're coming to my side. It's as a design. It's not in game. It's as a design. And Pineco is a pine cone, no matter how much you want to say it's a bagworm. As a design.
I don't know. I never saw
But we can't go back. Listen, we can't go back.
It's probably we can't go back. It's probably just because I just always had pine cones everywhere in my life, and they're brown and look totally different to me. So I just was like, no, that's not a pine cone. Anyway,
I think it is. So how do you spell Sigilif? Sigilif.
Something like that.
Because this
is not
like what's the
no,
it's a weird creature
because it's a creature that is based on the Nazca lines from like
this is so tough
Maya and like those
bad. This one's bad
because those are like they're kind of just like hieroglyphs or like cave drawings almost.
Yeah.
So it's almost like an artwork Pokemon.
Tell me that this isn't the same case as Unknown.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
So it has to be not.
You were about to say that it's art, therefore it's an object.
I was gonna say it's art. It's lifted off of the ground.
That's what Unknown is.
Like if
they're floating letters.
Exactly.
It's funny because a lot of people think that this Unknown should evolve into this actually, which is hilarious. Yeah. But I think you make it Objectmon or at least edge case.
I would also say they didn't just. This is a step.
It has feathers.
Exactly. This is a step further from Unknown, where Unknown they just made the letter the Pokemon. This they took that drawing, but they also kind of made it like a bird. So there's a little bit of bird in there, and that's obviously not object.
It's just a bird. This looks nothing like a bird, but I agree. I totally agree.
I just think
thinking of this like a bird
this
is hilarious.
was like thinking about it in terms of like the drawing, the artwork. If it was like I don't know, if it was like a painting Pokemon, then yes, that's an object. But this is like they took the drawing and made it into a creature, like a living creature. So by what you just barely said, looking at the design, like this design is not any kind of object. It's just this weird looking creature.
Damn, you know what, dude? I was just making a joke about how it doesn't look like a bird, but I'm actually thinking about it differently now. Like I'm thinking about like a 2D depiction of a bird becoming 3 dimensions, and obviously the eyes are on the belly instead of like. But like it is a bird. It actually is a bird. If you look at this, like I don't know how to describe it, but if like you turn it to the side, right?
Yeah. If you look at the Nazca lines, yeah, that's what it looks like.
Okay, I've never seen this. Then what is it called?
I don't know how to spell it. I barely know how to say it.
It's Nazca.
Oh, Nazca lines. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this is sick, dude. Okay. Oh yeah, sure.
This is why this is an Objectmon to me, because this is something someone made and they looked at it and said, "Oh, let's make that into a Pokemon."
But that's just but then Natu and Xatu would have to be objects.
But the drawing itself is not
we
an
forgot
object.
Xatu.
It's a drawing.
But they're birds. They're not objects. They're birds. You know, like that's what I'm saying. Like inspiration doesn't mean it's an object, because
for sure, well, it does, but also doesn't.
I don't
it's
think
like different varying levels. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a different level. I would actually say Xatu we skipped over because Xatu is a totem.
But it's a bird, right? That's why I didn't touch on it.
It's very.
I didn't even think about it.
But it's a bird. It's got the bird trumps. That's my point. Like the bird is like it's a bird. Doesn't matter what the inspirations are.
Yeah, I guess it's not totem enough.
You know?
Yeah.
Or it shouldn't if it was not a bird, like we can talk about the Tapus, but if it's not a bird, then we can talk about it whether it's a totem. But if it's a bird, if it's a creature, then that overrules. That's all. This is so much fun. I'm honestly I was telling Soul behind the scenes, but like I feel like it's 2023 again. This is fun. This type of energy, I don't think I've had this energy in a couple of, this is good. I'm feeling alive.
Good.
All right, guys.
Edge case? Is that where we put him?
Oh yeah.
Maybe. I vote no. That's my vote.
I vote no. I don't think it's it's an object.
Dusty is coming around to the good
yeah. See, but unknown is simple. This is the only, for me it's different because unknown is simple enough that you can't look at it other than, well, I guess it's an edge case. Unknown is an edge case. But for me, it's like I look at them and I'm like, they're letters. That's it. So it's a letter with an I, therefore it is an object. In my definition, Sigilif is a completely new creature. I just can't see it as an object no matter what its inspiration is because it is so much more than that. It's too complicated to be an object. Like, you know, like Lotad to me being a lily pad, that's an object. I'm like, oh, I know it. Oh, it's like that meme, right? Oh, there it is. that's if you do that, then it's an Objectmon. That's my barometer. So, taking that and applying it to Trubbish, what are we thinking, chat? Trubbish.
It is an object.
Trubbish. Gotta say, I love Trubbish. Over the years, I love this thing.
It's a good Pokemon.
Literally the trash bag Pokemon, objectively. Mm-hmm. I love this. And
definitely
I almost want to...
There's no doubt.
What is it?
It's definitely an Objectmon. There's no doubt to me.
If I can make a case, it kind of also has inspirations of like an alley cat. It's got the little kitty ears. I guess not kitty ears, but you know, it's got 2 ears that are pretty cute. It's little, I guess maybe it doesn't look like that much like a little cat. But yeah, it's definitely an Objectmon. It's a little sentient little trash bag. Love it. So cute. I love this Pokemon. I honestly, maybe I might even put it in S tier. I think it actually might be perfect.
Wow.
I know it's ugly. I know it would stink, but as a design for a trash bag Pokemon, this guy's. What would you change?
No, I agree. I agree with all that.
What would you change?
I don't think it's an S tier Pokemon, but I do think that it is a great trash bag Pokemon. I agree.
Garbodor needs some work.
I hate this.
Garbodor needs some work.
Yeah, I hate this creature.
I will say,
I mean, yeah, I do like him, but he could.
Nah,
there's
actually.
room for improvement. I'll say that. You hate it? Damn.
I will say, Pokemon Legends ZA made me like warm up to these Pokemon a lot more because
Yeah.
they added so much just like charm and whimsy to them because they actually put them in their natural habitat. Like you could find them in alleyways and by trash cans, and they would be like kind of just like sleeping there and hanging out and just like they were in their natural habitat, which made me appreciate them so much more.
100%. I found a shiny one finally when I was playing ZA last month. It was adorable. It just stood there. It was looking at me. It was shining. It was so cute. Yeah, just hanging out in the little trash filters or whatever they're called, the little trash cans. They're really nice. I like these guys quite a bit. But yeah, objectively, Objectmon. No dispute.
Yes,
Honestly, even Garbodor, I think.
Yeah, even
fits
Garbodor,
that.
for sure.
Heck yeah, dude. Okay, great. What? And then the G-Max?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still
it's got a airplane in its body. So.
Okay. All right,
shit.
that works. All right, I think we're going to disagree on this one. Solosis, that whole line, what are we thinking? It is
Those
a living
are
creature.
not. Those are
No, those
cells.
are not.
Those are
Yeah.
cells.
So you don't think a cell it
cell
could be
is-
considered an object?
No, because
a
cell
concept.
is a building block of life. Like it is like
Yeah, I'm not
an
disputing that.
atom-sized version of life.
I'm not disputing that, but it's still like it is in the same way that right, we talked about Gulpin maybe being an object, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's see if I can. I'm trying to think of like. Man,
The other thing is that like
I'm just thinking of like
outside
my
of, like-
textbooks, you know.
yeah, like the other thing is like with Gulpin we could like define it. Like this is a stomach, this is an organ. With
Yeah.
cells, it's like we know what they are, but it's like unless you're looking
Sure.
under a microscope, you can't even like quantify that.
Yeah.
That's
know?
fair. I think Solosis is the only. What's the first one? Solosis. I think Solosis is the only one to me that fits. I think also another aspect of of what defines an Objectmon or what would indicate an Objectmon is a Pokemon that is just a little guy, right? He's a little round person. He's a little personified thing, you know. And I do think Solosis fits that for me. I actually do agree. I've come around. I agree. I actually think as it evolves, it really does become a monster. The same way that like Loudred is maybe based on a speaker, but is a monster at the end of the day, right? I was going to say Lickitung earlier. I'm like, it's a giant tongue, but no, it's a monster.
Yeah,
That's
no.
gross.
It's a monster. Yeah, but I mean, that is, right?
That is
like,
what it is, yeah.
So I would push for Solosis because, yeah, it's a cell. I feel like, again, textbooks in school, you learn, you know, what is that, biology
But
1?
Look at
I have no
it
idea.
this way though. Look at it this way. A cell is basically like a seed for a it's kind of like that same type of thing.
Totally.
And
And
like
I would say that could still be an object. I don't think that disqualifies it as an object.
I
don't think.
know.
Or it's an Objectmon, but it's not inanimate. Or you know what I'm saying? Or it's like it's an organic Objectmon. Like there should be another.
I don't think those
classification.
exist. I don't think those exist. Like, yeah, I personally would vote no
Okay.
on that one.
Yeah,
I love this Pokemon. I think it's cute. It's a cool concept. So you guys are putting it to no?
Yeah, no for me for all
Okay.
three.
And then we got
Oh yes,
Vanillish.
the ice cream.
Food.
Like I think again, this gets to the heart of the conversation where it's like, let's pull it up. Let's pull up Vanillish. Because
I mean, they're definitely Objectmon, but they're since we have a food category, that's where I would put them. Obviously,
Shout
But they're
out,
not
by the
food.
way,
they are ice cream.
these are food.
no, they're not. No,
Yes, they
Do you
are.
not eat
Are
ice
you
cream?
kidding me?
no. I'm talking about in lore now.
Well, no one's eating
now
these
we're
as food.
talking about it in lore. But yes, I know what you're gonna say. Like they are ice underneath the ice cream.
Yeah, and it's ice and snow, which is I like this. Pokemon.
Still Kind of, yeah.
You
This does have a debate for it if you did go that far into
You
it.
can't make that
But
argument though, because every single Pokemon is made to be an animal, so they're all gonna have like the natural version of whatever, like synthetic.
No, I would say Fido.
Artificial.
You could eat Fido. I think you could eat. There's a lot of Pokemon you could eat.
It's still an animal.
The fish Pokemon you could eat.
It's not just dough. Like that. Like
Milcery, you could eat Milcery.
I'm not.
Like,
I'm not disputing.
Cherubi, I'd eat a Cherubi.
Indeed.
If you eat a Cherubi, does that make you an herbivore or a carnivore?
Yeah, I think no, but
That's the
you're
real
you're an herb. I think. Yeah, is it vegan? I guess is the question.
Is it vegan? Yeah.
It's vegetarian,
I
but
don't think so.
I guess that's so.
Is it?
That's
though?
another topic for another day.
Yeah, I think Vanillish is, objectively Objectmon
Food.
because it looks like an ice cream cone.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like an object. To me, that's an object all the way up to a sundae. Right. Once kitty, small, large. Those are the orders at my local ice cream shop. Except
It should be in the food category.
Yeah.
no. But because it's not actually food, right?
But
then
Cherubi
I would.
is not food.
Yes, it is. It's a cherry.
But cherries
But
aren't
not
food.
in lore.
Cherries are fruit.
Yes,
not in lore.
Yeah, is it not in lore?
No, it's
'Cause
it's
in
just
lore,
a little
Vanillish-
plant monster.
But you can eat that though.
You can eat ice cream too.
If
But this isn't ice.
Vanillish-
No, this isn't ice cream though. That's what I'm saying.
If Vanillite is not in the food category, I'm gonna like flip something.
he's
Dude,
like, I don't know
Cherubi
what we're
is the
doing anymore.
cherry. Cherubi is the cherry Pokemon. Therefore, it's food. You got and
Bro,
in the
cherries
food
are not just primarily food though. Cherries are a fruit that makes a cherry tree. That is its primary function. Humans themselves were like, oh, let's try this and eat it, but that doesn't make it naturally food. The same way ice cream is actually made to be food for us to eat. That
Yes.
is unnaturally made. You know, like
Vanilla-
it's a whole nother
Yes, but
dimension here.
this whole line is not actually ice cream. Therefore, I just think it's an Objectmon.
You gotta look at the design, bro. That's what we've been talking
It doesn't
about.
matter.
No, you
if
have
it's-
no.
It doesn't matter if it's
No, you have not been talking about the
literally
design.
ice
You have
cream
not
or
been talking about the designs the whole time. You've been looking at origins. This is ridiculous.
No, that's not true.
That is 100% true.
Run the tape back.
That's 100% true. If
No,
you were
watch the
looking at the
comments, though.
designs, you would say
Comments will
Pineco
agree.
is an Objectmon. It's either a grenade or a pine cone. Come on, guys. Come
Pineco
on.
has Not the same.
Vanillish. Listen, I'm looking at the food Pokemon as you guys are like giving me. You're like, all right, take your food Pokemon.
Food Pokemon doesn't mean stuff that people in the Pokemon world would eat. It means they're based on food. And you
Are they still
cannot tell
objects?
me.
Yes, they're still objects.
Yes, but they're their own kind of
well,
Okay, then I'm-
technically,
subcategory.
kind of.
There's their own kind of subcategory. But yeah,
Execute is Execute. You guys put Execute in the food Pokemon category.
I
Yes.
didn't want a food Pokemon category, to be fair, but
I
But
just
that
think-
makes sense because it is eggs, which you could say are living, but also it's food. In whatever. Okay.
I
we
think
can go
it's
back.
necessary because like again, they are a whole category in and of themselves. Like you could say like they are objects, but I think primarily they are food. That's my
Yeah.
that's my
to
stance.
put you at ease, Dusty, I think that the Vanillite line are Objectmon.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
they are, but
that's
they
what I'm
are-
saying.
They're food.
Since we
more
have a
specific.
food category, they must go into the food category.
Yes, but they are still.
But they're not
objects.
food. It's
Oh
ice
my
and
God.
snow. It's ice
They're
and
ice
snow.
cream cones.
No, you guys are being you
They
guys
are
have been flip
ice
flopping.
cream
You've been
cones.
flip flopping. You guys have been flip flopping this whole time.
No, I'm not.
I don't think so.
flip-flopping.
A cherry, cherum,
Yes, that's a
cherubi.
cherry. That's a
It's
cherry.
yes, that is a food.
Right, and vanilla is an ice cream cone.
No, it's based on an ice cream cone, but it is in lore
Exactly. So what
not
you're
an
telling
ice cream
me-
cone.
What you're
It's not an
telling
ice cream
me-
cone.
So are you telling me that there is no difference in the Pokemon world between Cherubi and an actual cherry? You don't think they have regular actual cherries? They just have Cherubis?
I think you could still eat it. I think cherubi spawned from a cherry.
Okay,
You could
so
eat it.
you're
You
saying
could
they're
eat it.
different. They're
And
different.
don't even say that's weird because guess what? We all eat chickens. We love chicken wings.
We all eat slowpoke tail.
We all eat steak. We all eat hamburgers. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even hear like, oh, that's weird. Dusty's messed up. Unless you're a vegan, I don't want to hear anyone say eating a cherubi is weird. It's a cherry. And you know what I want? A cherubi flavored vanilla-ish ice cream cone.
Yes.
I can see.
Let's put them in the food. I'll put them in the food category. They are. I
just thought I'd be arguing that one.
It's actually not even the like topic either.
This is so much fun.
Speaking of food Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Jellicent
You hungry?
is based on the Pringles can. So
is it actually?
Object.
Oh
no, I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
He does
Okay.
look like
I just made up a memory of James Turner tweeting that. That must
successfully
that's not
gaslit
real.
you.
I guess that's not real. Do you think fungus is an Objectmon? Because it again looks like a Pokeball.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
No, guys.
No, actually,
but you said vanillish. You said, but vanillish is not it's not ice cream. You know that, right?
Go back to vanilla.
You know it's not actually ice cream, right? We need to be consistent about this. It's not ice cream.
I am being consistent. With these guys, it's a Pokeball marking. And if you want to be really technical, Dusty,
that's fair.
We just learned that it doesn't look like a Pokeball. The Pokeballs look like it.
Yes. Yeah. And ice cream is based on vanillish, but it's not actually ice cream. That's true. Okay, that's fair. I don't think Ferroseed, they don't seem like Objectmons to me.
They're plants.
Yeah.
Primarily.
For sure.
Cling Clang.
Yes,
what are we doing?
100%.
Those are Objectmons?
They go straight to Objectmon.
Love that.
This is where all the hate comes from.
The chat, our secret Discord, people were agreeing with me, by the way, that Clink is a good, just a base design. Just Clink. Delete the others.
It's the least offensive.
Yeah, it's just to me, it's like Magnemite. I'm like, I like them.
I can see that.
LGM are aliens. Yes. Oh, we have the candle Pokemon. I forgot.
Yes.
We have Chandelure.
They all go straight up into.
That's crazy. You're right. So Chandelure, Lampent.
Lots of
those
in Gen 5.
They were so hated, but they've become fan favorites.
Conversation comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I forgot about them because they were mocked, but the Chandelure is like top tier Pokemon now. Yeah. We've got what's the snowflake? Cryogonal.
Yeah, that's an
object.
That's an object.
The when you think of a snowflake, think about all the snowflakes you used to make as a kid, like paper snowflakes.
Yeah, paper.
You guys feel like this has to go in edge case.
I feel like it's objectively an object.
It's water.
There's a demon behind it, right? There's an Oni inside of it, but like it is
the best I can give you.
As much of an object, I think, as Honedge.
Best I can give you is the edge case. I don't.
What's the argument against it?
I don't think of snowflakes as objects because it's snow,
dude.
It's water.
I get it. I do get it.
No,
but I don't know. It's tough. I'd say edge case as well, but I think I'm like strong on edge case, not just like.
What do you mean? You don't think of this as a Pokemon as an object?
It's water. It's
no, but it's the image. It's the image of something. You know?
Yeah. These things are incredible in real life, though.
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. This is 100. No, I will. That is 100% an object. Soul's on my side. It goes.
No, I'm in the middle.
He's on my side.
I'm in the middle, so it's gotta be. It's gotta be edge case for me.
What about
conclusion?
What about Galarian Stunfisk being like a bear trap?
Ooh, yes.
I actually think it is an object.
I'm gonna say objects as well. Yes.
Yeah, because what else is it? I mean,
with the little foot,
could kind of be a fish still, but no.
No, that is actually true. It is a fish. It is like,
but Galarian Stunfisk, I think, is actually primarily a bear trap.
Yeah, because it loses almost everything about being a fish. Like fish are in water, and it's got nothing except for 2 flippers. You know.
No, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. What else do we have? I think we're done with Gen.
No, there's one I want to bring up.
Sure.
At least one.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna briefly maybe mention Golett and Golurk, but those are again golems, so I don't necessarily.
Yeah, that is a good point. because
I think they're an honorable mention, but
sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they apply. But
I'll put them on the list as not an object, but
the one I really wanted to talk about was Poniard and Bisharp.
Sure.
Based on chess pieces.
True.
But they don't like resemble that very much. They're kind of like these gremlin type things.
I don't think they can be qualified.
I think
I do agree, but
it's kind of weird because what they're based on are things they're based on objects that are based on human roles, right? So it's like when you turn that into a Pokemon, it is also taking inspiration from like what they're based on, right? Like a pawn, right? Which would be like a soldier, right? And then they have all these other inspirations, I think, from like, what is it? It's not samurai, but it's like shogun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Worth bringing up. I'm gonna put them in not an object. That is interesting because they're it's a pawn and a bishop.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
That's cool.
Tricky.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? What about a Shelmet?
I thought about it. Yeah.
It is, yeah. But it is also like it just looks like a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Which if it was a ghost, then it would be. That's kind of interesting. I had never thought of it like that.
Snail also has like this swirly like shell, so it could be seen as just a snail. It is definitely a helmet as well, but
I love how there's like 1 million French Pokemon in Unova. And
So
they
many.
like followed it up with a French region. I wonder if they were already thinking about that when they were making Unova. They're like, man, I want to make a French region.
They must have been because
there's
like
these guys. There's the Swords of Justice.
Yep.
There's a bunch of them.
I know there's
Superior.
Yep, I was just looking at another one. There are a lot. There's a lot. Victini is something that I think about.
Victini, yeah.
Let's see. Okay, what about Meloetta? No, not an Objectmon.
No.
It's based on music notes, which is intangible. So, Hoops, I guess I know what you're saying. If it's not like it does need to be tangible to be like an object. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's got to be.
To me, though, it just has to be like taking the idea, or the like the cartoon version of an idea, or you know what I'm saying? Like that to me feels like an object. Maybe that's not an object, but like if it's a Pokemon, then that still means it can be an Objectmon. Is how I look at it. Let's see. What about? No, I'm looking at Mega Floette as a giant flower, but because it's not alive. It's not alive.
I would say our first one of Gen 6 is probably going to be Honedge.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Definitely, those are simple ones.
No, yeah, you're so right.
I'm not seeing anything else before them that would qualify, in my opinion.
Can I make a case for what's the final one called? You got Honedge, Doublade,
Aegislash.
Can I make a case for Aegislash to be edge case because it is no longer just one sword, two swords. And now it is a sword that has a face and uses its arms the way a human would. You know, it is yes.
That's all still an object though, because its arms are like the tassel of a sword, and
okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, that's fair. What about Slurpuff? Swirlix.
I think it's more of a dog than it is cotton candy.
Yeah.
So I would say no.
I think Swirlix though.
I think it's cotton candy on a stick. It does turn into a dog.
Yeah, I think the final evolution Slurpuff for sure, but the first stage Swirlix I think should be in food at least.
I think it matches Vanillish. I think
he does have a dog face, but the rest of him is cotton candy, literally.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you see it in other art forms, it does have feet and like sits like a dog and stuff. So there is a case to be made. But
okay, interesting.
Maybe edge case more than anything.
When I look at it, I just see cotton candy on a stick.
I think food is fine because it's like,
and the way it floats. Yeah,
I would not remotely describe it as an object, but since we have the food category, it can go.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's fair enough.
Okay. Let's keep going. We've got. Oh, this is interesting because it's connected to a mythical. We've got. Man, my recall for these Pokemon names are fried today. Carbink. Yes, Carbink. This is a little moon rabbit creature inside of a diamond, or I think it is. I don't really know, to be quite honest. And when I look at it, I don't go, "Oh, that's an odd." Like I can't recognize it as something. I think it is obviously made out of something that is inorganic, which is diamond and rock and ore. But I don't think it's actually. I don't think it qualifies as an Objectmon. You know what I'm saying? I think it is still just like a creature. Honestly, I don't think the rabbit inspiration is like that subtle. So I think it fits. It kind of matches what we're looking at with like, with Shelmet or some of these other Pokemon that are like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I do wonder. I think it's fairy type, so it's like kind of there's some mythical creature in there as well. At most, I'd put it as an edge case, but yeah, it is. It's more than just like a rock. It's got some stuff going on. I don't know.
The rocks are always tricky for me.
Yeah. It's tough.
It does have more of a creature vibe to it. Because like you guys said, it's like kind of like a rabbit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, the fairy type helps.
It says like the jewel Pokemon. If I guess for me, it's like if this was, yeah, I guess it does. It could make sense as like if we're thinking it's like jewels inside of rock, like it hasn't been purified or whatever yet. That kind of makes sense. But I just look at it and I think it would be an object if it was truly like a diamond, in the same way that like Bronzor is supposed to be like a mirror, you know. That would make it an Objectmon for me, and I think the design is too complicated, and abstract, really, to be a singular, right? To have that aha moment. That's what I think. So I don't think for that reason I think it's not an Objectmon.
Yeah, I think because it has a distinguishable head, like you could not tell that its body is the same exact as the head and the body are the same thing. You know, I think it's distinguishable, so it's got to be either edge case or not.
Yeah. Deontay, same reason. I'm just gonna put it not as an object. I think it's too. Yeah, I know. It's got like a full body.
Thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Klefki. Object.
Yeah, no, it's a pure object.
I think it's kind of. I really think it's kind of a. I kind of. Let's pull it up. I kind of think it's a edge case.
Nah, it's keys, bro. There's no defending.
Keys.
Well, it's holding keys, but it is not a key.
It's a key ring.
Well,
key door thing.
You're right. No, it's a key ring, and actually, it is a key. It does actually have a key head and a key face. Okay, it's an object.
Yeah.
It is an object. It literally is an object.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys disagree?
No.
Okay.
No.
What do you think about the trait evolutions, the grass ghost types?
Those are plants.
Trevenant. Sure.
So
a ghost, one or the other.
Like a haunted tree. Yeah, it's a plant, but it's not living. It is dead.
Bergmite and Avalugg, though.
But you're gonna say a jack-o'-lantern? Yeah, a pumpkin is living, but a jack-o'-lantern that is an object.
There's a cat on the top of it.
If anything, I'll give you. I don't know. I was gonna say
for me,
food, but a jack-o'-lantern does.
It's a jack-o'-lantern, right?
Maybe Gorgeist.
I think Gorgeist
is a squash thing. It's a
Okay, this is what I'll give you.
One.
It's the pumpkin Pokemon.
Put Pumpkaboo in food and Gorgeist in object.
Pumpkaboo.
No, I don't agree with either, but
I think Gorgeist has a case because has some but a pumpkin is also a gourd. But it's like to me it looks like the spirit is just like Shuppet's evolution. Man, I'm gonna get canceled in the comments. We need to start a tally for how many. We'll get a tally for how many people call me a fake fan. But yeah, I feel like it's like the spirit of the jack-o'-lantern coming out of the pumpkin. It's how I've always seen it.
Yeah, I think you convinced me with the jack-o'-lantern thing because even though it's the same it's still a pumpkin. A jack-o'-lantern is, I feel like, decidedly separated in terms of like object versus plant.
Yeah.
I think there's only a case for Gorgeist, not Pumpkaboo.
I totally agree. Yeah. Pumpkaboo, the name is good, but if you look at it, it's like this little cat spirit inside of a low-key kind of still a living pumpkin, you know? I guess maybe not. It probably is still cut. Actually, I don't know. I'm kind of...
This one always confused me.
Yeah. I actually want to put Pumpkaboo edge case, and because I think it could go both ways, because it's still a jack-o'-lantern, even though it's not as obvious. But yeah, Gorgeist, I would love to put it in the confirmed section. So
hope you guys are enjoying the episode so far. I wanted to come in and interject really quick though and tell you guys about the merch store. If you enjoy the pod, this is a great way to help us keep going, and you also get some amazing merch out of it. I particularly wanted to highlight the Aurora Beam tee. I personally have this one. It fits perfectly. The style is just so good. It's a great way to rep Pokemon, rep the pod, help the show keep going. It's just fantastic. So give it a look.
Love this one, man.
Whenever you can. And yeah, just grab yourself some merch.
The little snow runt. Thank you guys. Bergmite, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, Bergmite and Avalugg. This might make me sound hypocritical after I've been arguing against
Cryogonal.
Right.
I think Cryogonal and this are like, you can't say this and then Cryogonal, but I do.
But like,
I agree.
I think Bergmite as an iceberg, like it's an iceberg, and an iceberg is just this big hulking thing in the ocean.
Yeah,
like it's literally an object that you can run into. So that's why I would say that. And then,
but like a YouTube fandom iceberg is not a real object. I'm just kidding. That's not what it's based on.
Yeah. I'm like, where are you going with this?
And then
I think Bergmite is an object, but I don't think Avalugg is. I think Avalugg is a turtle.
Avalugg is because
it's like a monster.
It's an aircraft carrier, which is
objectively
it is an aircraft carrier. It 100% is.
He's a lot of things.
You guys are going too lore heavy for me.
When you look at it, what do you see? Just an iceberg.
I see a monster. Yeah, I see a...
Yeah, and monster, too. Like, I think Avalugg can't count. I think Hisuian Avalugg could count. It is supposed to be like at the very least, a like snowplow kind of thing with the things in the front. But it is also monstrous, too.
It is a snowplow. The snowplow Pokemon.
Dude, honestly, I kind of like that. A snowplow Pokemon? That's kind of sick.
That's why it has those flaps in the front.
You're right. I didn't even think of that.
So it went from one vehicle to another vehicle.
Yeah, maybe.
I know, but at face value, when you look at Avalugg, it's either a turtle or a monster or something, or at the very least an iceberg. Whereas Hisuian's like a rock with some plows on the front of it. It's very confusing, that one. Weird. I love the design though.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna say they're not. I'm just gonna skip over them.
Bro, edge case the Hisuian, no?
Yeah.
Bergmite for sure has got to go up.
If you were arguing
Bergmite goes up.
Yeah. If you were going to argue
Bergmite goes up.
Yeah.
No, Bergmite is good. To be honest, I know we're not supposed to go back, but if Pumpkaboo or what is it? If Gorgeist's jack-o'-lantern is dead, therefore it's an object. Don't you think like a dead haunted tree could also? But it's like, what's the object?
No, I don't think.
Like a dead tree.
I don't think Gorgeist because it's dead. I think Gorgeist because jack-o'-lanterns they're decorations.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So a Christmas tree.
Yes. Obama.
We did skip.
Where's Obama?
I know. We did kind of skip over that. Yeah.
No, that's an abominable.
Snowman
or whatever.
Okay, wait. Okay, we're cooking. We're on to Gen 7. We're cruising. Charge-a-Bug. Is that an Objectmon? It's a battery.
Yes, it's a battery.
But it's a bug.
But
it is actually it is like also a battery.
It is, but what's the primary thing here? I think primarily it's just like a little cocoon.
I think actually in its design, just for this one, its design is actually feels maybe more battery than bug.
I would say
it being so blocky, right?
I'll say edge case because it is both, but it's definitely a battery.
Yeah. Okay. Are you cool with that?
If you see it that way, I don't really see. I think it's more of a larva bug-looking thing. But
Yeah, we've knocked a lot of things off because you're right. Honestly, we've knocked a lot of things off because it's a bug. Shelmet's right here. Yeah, it's not an object.
But look, Shelmet. It's like you look at it and it's like that's very clearly like a snail or a mollusk. With Charge-a-Bug, I look at it and it's like it looks like it does not look like your typical bug. Like it has a unique look to it that pulls from that like battery type of inspiration.
Yeah. It's called the battery Pokemon. Holy cow. Yeah, and also just in the same way that like Kakuna does nothing, it kind of fits.
It also kind of looks like a bus too, which
it does.
is irrelevant, but
there is concept art I think of Vikavolt, right? Isn't there concept art of Vikavolt holding a Charge-a-Bug? Let's see. Yeah.
oh,
Here we go. Hold on. Dr. Lava with the assist. Here we go. Zooming, enhancing.
yeah, this thing is a cannon essentially, but yeah, I think it's mostly a beetle.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about
Rattling gun or rattling.
no. Vikavolt is holding Charge-a-Bug as a battery to charge its whole thing.
Oh yeah, that's a lore thing more so, but
it's also okay. All right. We're gonna put it in not. It's not. It is not. It is not. I don't think it is.
you did try. I think when we
tried.
get to Dottler, maybe we can talk about that. But
Yeah.
because
There's
Dottler
a lot
feels
of
like
natural animals. Okay, this is one that I was thinking about. Beware and Stuffle. They are dolls,
Yeah.
but they're bears. But they are bears.
So I will say Beware is not. I think it's
Okay.
mostly a bear, so I would say no. But Stuffle is because it's like it's got a tag on its butt.
It does have a tag
Yeah.
on its
Like,
butt.
I think it's pretty
Fair.
Pretty plush.
I think edge case, but yes.
I think
because of
to be
that.
consistent, we would have to say edge case because it is still primarily a bear, and you guys say anything that's living can't be an object.
Well, it wouldn't be a living technically.
True.
Well, the
No,
bear
it is
part of
technically living.
It's not really.
It's a bear.
It's a what's it?
Yeah.
Raccoon,
Oh.
It's a-
panda, raccoon. What are they called? Oh my gosh,
It's
red
a
red
it's-
panda.
You
It's
know
a
what
red
I'm
panda.
saying? It's a living
But yes,
creature. It's a
I'll
living
give it to
creature.
you.
That
I'll
is what
give
you
it
guys
to
have been
Dusty.
saying.
I'll give
For
it to you.
sure.
And
edge case.
I do think it's an Objectmon because I do think it's a stuffed animal. But to be fair, I think it's got to be edge case at least.
Mhm, I agree.
Comfey is here. I tried to like.
That is-
yeah.
That is 100% a. What is it? Objectmon. My brain.
But so it's the Posy Picker Pokemon, and fun fact: the flowers are actually not part of its body.
Mm-hmm. But it's a
Like,
lay.
this is what it looks
that's
like.
What it is.
But I think when it's by itself, it does not look like a lay.
Right when it's by itself.
Right, but its whole purpose is that it's a lay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's
That's
why
like
it
its design
exists.
is to be a lay.
Right.
love it. Listen, I think I'm reverse psychologing you guys to like be on my side.
No, I
It is an
I
Objectmon,
think we've been
100%.
consistent, but I don't know. If
No,
we've
go
been
back, chat.
consistent.
Help me out, chat.
They will.
Oh.
I think they will.
Sandy Gast, Palisand,
I'm gonna say
Object.
I'm gonna say no.
Come on,
This is,
That tracks with what you've been saying.
because here's why.
it's
Here's
a
why.
sandcastle.
Okay, so Sandy Gas is definitely not because it's just a pile of sand and that's Earth. That's
An
not
object. No, that's not Earth. That's
Ironically.
no. There's a
It's-
shovel
it's-
in its head.
but that's not the Pokemon. The Pokemon
Yeah.
is the sand, which is
Sure,
just a
sure.
pile of dirt, basically.
I think.
The
Okay, no, that's kind
pile
of
of
fair. Okay.
sand is just a pile of dirt shaped
Pile
to
of
look
sand.
like a castle.
Okay,
Like
it
you
goes to edge
can't, I
case.
can't pick up a sand castle and take it home with me. Like that. It doesn't
No,
work.
bro,
It's
that's
so
not
funny
how this
What
works.
your logic is in this?
No, you can't. Listen, you can't pick up a statue either. You can't
Yes, I
pick up.
can.
You could if
No,
you were very
can't. Not a
strong.
giant
Yes,
statue.
That just means it's a big object.
This is a big object.
This is an
It's
unattainable
Earth. It's
object.
You
Earth.
can make a sandcastle and like put glue on it and like petrify it and then take that home. You could do that.
For me, it's an object. Just
100%
for the
an
same
object.
reason they've been objects the whole time.
It's a ghost. It's a possessed. Yeah, 100%. It's an object.
This is the Grimer situation.
So
like,
funny, dude.
same
So
thing.
funny. Ooh,
man.
type null. Not an Objectmon,
No.
but it is made of objects.
It's a chimera.
Sure. No, you're right. It's
yeah,
been given.
Frankenstein.
It's been
Mhm.
given life.
What
What about Meteor?
Minior? I think
Minior.
it's the Lunala or not Lunala, Lunatone
Yeah.
scenario.
Mhm.
So I
Okay.
think, by that logic, I think we'd have to say it is because
Sure.
that's where we put those guys.
Yeah, it's a shooting star. Okay, that's fair.
I was gonna bring up though, is Komala an object Pokemon?
Because the theory goes that Komala is actually the log, because when it becomes a shiny Komala is actually the same Pokemon,
because
the only thing that changes is the log.
Exactly. And it's a sleeping Pokemon and you sleep like a log.
And you can use the log as a pillow.
Yes.
That's crazy, dude. If Komala ever gets an evolution,
the Pokemon.
It needs like a mattress evolution.
Oh god, that's so
it's
terrible,
like
but you're
the
right.
Dunsparce. It's like a Dunsparce where it's like it evolves, nothing changes except it now has a bed of leaves.
We've got some controversial ones coming up.
Yeah.
Mimikyu and Delmise are both.
Ooh,
what do we do?
I think Mimikyu is an okay.
Mimikyu, I'm gonna say no, because Mimikyu is a gremlin.
You can't pick up a Pikachu
creature.
and take it home.
It's a gremlin ghosty creature, and like the whole point of it is that it's like, I mean, it is a plush, but the plush is not the Pokemon. And like the point of it is not that it's a plush Pokemon. Like the point of it is that it's wearing this disguise.
Mm-hmm.
I think
disguise Pokemon.
I think tracking with everything that I've said, right? An object, I don't think an Objectmon is defined by it needing to be a literal object. I think it needs to be something that is yes, usually inanimate, but something that is like, it could also be something that is drawn, something that is imagined, the cartoon version of a concept. And I think after 20 years of Pokemon, Pikachu is an object in a way that Pikachu is a mascot.
I don't even know where we're going anymore.
You just think Pikachu is an object?
Do you disagree though? Do you disagree that Pikachu is not like, it is one of the most globally recognized
it's an icon,
animals?
Not
it's an icon.
An icon. Yeah.
No, but I know object. I think we're tripping up on the word object.
Don't objectify Pikachu.
It is a thing. It literally is a thing. And so I think Mimikyu wants to be Pikachu, and therefore has a costume to look like Pikachu.
Okay, but what is it based on, right?
It's based on Pikachu.
No, I mean, like, what is the design based on? To me, it's
the design is based on Pikachu. So, like, that's how I'm reading this.
Disguise of Pikachu, yeah.
No, it's not trying to be a disguise of Pikachu. Mimikyu is trying to be Pikachu. The object is Pikachu. Therefore, it's a ghost. You know,
if you just look at Mimikyu and don't think about anything else, do you see it as an object? No, I don't.
Kind of. Yeah, really. No, I know what you're saying.
But it is made of objects.
I think a Pikachu, a little doodle of a Pikachu, is probably more recognizable. I don't know, maybe not more than a star or a heart or whatever, but like, I think, yeah, I think this is 100% an Objectmon because it's trying to be Pikachu. And if you want to do in lore and you don't want to consider Pikachu as an icon, yeah, it's wearing a tattered costume or a doll or whatever, in the same way that Shuppet is a ghost wearing a doll, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think
you know what I'm saying? I'm going to agree with Soul and say Edge Case.
Yeah, because it gives me Bayonet vibes.
But Bayonet, we put in it's an object.
Yeah, but it's not as strong as Bayonet because Bayonet is like literally the doll. Whereas you know that there's a little guy under there, like it's dead,
but
like
it's not
on the
literally
top.
the doll. It's like it's a ghost possessing a doll.
Yeah, this is different. This is a ghost wearing this.
I think that's like literally the same thing. I think it's the same thing because we never. Okay, I'm outvoted.
Gotta be Edge Case because there's a lot of
the tribe is spoken.
Good debate on it. That's why I was going to say debatable would have been a name there too.
Sure,
but
debatable.
Yeah, and then
damn, that is a really cool one though because I had never thought of it, but I think I make that's just like a new way to look at. I'm looking at Mimikyu differently now. I'm like, I do think Pikachu. I wonder if Game Freak was thinking about that. Like, Pikachu is iconic. What if we made a Pokemon that wants to? And that's even in lore. Sure, a Pokemon that wants to be Pikachu. Pikachu is that iconic. I like that.
Dusty discovering Mimikyu for the I love it.
Delmise is the next
yeah.
one we were gonna do.
Yeah,
It's still an object.
It's an object.
I think it's an Objectmon.
We
I
all
don't
know
care if it's got seaweed on it.
We all know that it's seaweed, but the seaweed is honestly the justification for it being alive and being like connected together as like an anchor and a steering wheel, basically. The point, the actual point of the Pokemon is that this is an anchor Pokemon.
Sure.
So I think if we look at the true intent, it's clear that it's supposed to be an object.
Sure. Valid. What else do we have? The Tapus, I was saying maybe that they're objects, but I don't really think they're objects. I think they're too I think they are already too humanoid, or if not humanoid, they're creatures. They're creatures that have like a shell to them. I don't actually think they're objects. I don't.
Agree.
Yeah, it's tough. I almost want to put them in edge case because they can close up to become like totem heads. But yeah, I think you're right with what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's very up in the air for me.
Cosmog, this whole line is pretty abstract. No. And I agree with you. Like you guys had said this earlier, like if it's not clear enough of a concept, it can't be an Objectmon. So I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
But I do think Lunala and Solgaleo, they do have forms that are actually imitating the image of a sun and a moon.
But it's still a lion and a bat. Like
okay, sure, yeah. I'm just looking at the whole line together.
Right.
The thing that would have been an object would have been Cosmog. It's like a little Pokemon to, exemplify like a galaxy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nope.
You get the Ultra Beast. I think Xurkitree for sure.
Xurkitree. I was going to say Xurkitree.
Yeah. Just a bunch of wires.
Maybe Celesteela as well.
Celesteela to me, I still don't know what it is. Like I know it has all these different inspirations, but when I look at it, it looks like a new Pokemon, like a new creature. It doesn't look like it's just calling back to something else. People say bamboo, that's a plant, so that doesn't count. People say a rocket ship, okay,
yeah,
but it doesn't really look like a rocket ship.
It's ambiguous enough that it might not be here because it's not clear enough. But it's supposed to be a rocket ship, and then Kartana's hard. Go for it.
Kartana?
I was just gonna say about Celesteela, it's like it's half bamboo, half rocket. It definitely doesn't,
and a person too,
and like a person, and
sure.
Actually, okay, if you break it down into those three things, it's like you've got only really a third object, and then you have 2/3 living creature. So by that logic, I am going to say not. Object.
It is called the launch Pokemon. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't
like
even realize
it's
that.
supposed to be that. What version did you play, Dusty? Because if you played Ultra Moon,
I played Sun and then I got Ultra Moon, I think.
Yeah, I think this one was an Ultra Moon. So you go to its land or whatever, and they're like all taking off in the background, like just rockets taking off. It's pretty cool. Kartana is very difficult because I see it as a bug, but it is definitely just origami. So it's like maybe it should be an object. Like
I think it's definitely an object. Being origami specifically.
Yes,
that's an
interesting read to think of it like a bug. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, he's a little bug. Alola has 2 bug types that are not bug types.
I think
and
sure, he's got a little antenna.
And Meganadel too. 3.
I think the bug comes from the fact that they're like, okay, we're making an origami Pokemon, but how do we make it feel like a creature? And so what they do is they give it like bug, like characteristics, like personality, to bring it alive.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I
feel like we already did a Porygon like duck looking thing, so we can't do that one. Because the crane origami is like normally what it is. But I guess that's fine.
That makes sense. All right. Let's see.
Blacephalon is just I don't even know what that thing is.
Oh, dude, Blacephalon.
Magearna.
Yeah, dude, Magearna. See, okay, I think there is a difference between artificial Pokemon.
Yes.
In Objectmon, but Magearna is a Pokeball. In it is like it's like a mechanical Voltorb.
If Voltorb is here and Kling is here, this is just like the combination of those two. So
no, but those are like little amoeba. Where this is like a
woman in a dress.
Yeah, and it's a rabbit. it feels. Let me make it bigger for the listener or for the whatever. Maybe
For the
maybe you're
whoever you
maybe
are
you're
out
watching
there.
with your ears. I don't know. Magirna.
No, but it's a woman in a dress, right? I think edge case at the very least.
The one that is, yeah, because like the one in question is the special form where it looks like a Pokeball.
I think it has to be edge case because I do agree with Hoops on
Yeah.
like it being an inanimate object. Like it is.
Yeah, it can become a Pokeball.
It's a robot
Yeah, that's weird.
automaton.
Yeah, I guess that is weird. Can we put just the Pokeball form in edge case?
Sure, if that makes you feel good about
It's
it,
literally
I don't
just
care.
a color difference.
Yeah, but that's all the difference. I mean, if
That's
it's
like, that's like saying
say
Voltorb is an
so.
object, but shiny Voltorb is not an object.
yeah, shiny Voltorb is a great ball.
If anything, I would have thought that the metallic one is more. But anyway, let's just
No,
let's
but it's
move
not
on.
referencing anything. Like,
It's still a robot, though.
Mhm.
but a robot isn't an object. I don't
It's
think.
just
I
old.
feel like it.
It's just like an old, like, sort of. It's just old.
The
and
paint
decrepit.
didn't scrape
Sure.
off.
Oh no, you're right.
Right.
You're right. Okay, that's true. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you guys said Marshadow,
Nah,
No.
he a little ghosty.
but it's like a
What about Meltan though? Meltan.
but a shadow. Like again, like
No.
yes.
Meltan 100%.
Listen, okay. I understand a shadow is not an object,
Oh.
but a shadow has been depicted in media forever as. You know what I'm saying? Like you can visualize what that. What if we took a shadow?
I would say
and made
he's
it a
more than
Pokemon?
just a shadow, though. He's like a fighter and a whole entity on his own.
There's
You know,
no-
like it's not just
Okay,
a
that's
shadow
valid.
of
No, that's
something.
valid. That's valid.
Yeah.
That's valid. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I just brush it off. But
No, that makes sense.
yeah, needles.
So
You said
I did
Stack
say
Attack?
Meltan, but I was just about to say Stakataka is just
Okay.
a bunch of
For sure.
blocks. So
Mm-hmm.
I think Blacephalon is an edge case
I
It's-
do not
no.
think so.
because it doesn't have a
Like-
face. It's fireworks. It's explosions. It's to me, it's the image of a clown more than actually being like a living clown.
But like, where's
the-
where's the object within it?
Yeah, it's just too abstract. Just the same kind of thing as Celesteela or
okay, fair.
any of the other ones we've been talking about. Like it's just random clown creature.
I agree, but I
firework
also
head.
feel like that's not too far off from Magirna. So I guess
But like
I
Magirna
agree.
is like you look at it and it's like robot, whereas Blacephalon you look at it and you're like, what the heck?
What is it?
Oh,
A candy
okay, I
cane?
Like
see.
it looks like alien.
oh, that's
Is it a
interesting.
candy cane? I don't know.
No, so you guys, so okay, when you said robot, you were thinking like, yeah, like the cartoon of like the okay,
Right.
the idea of a robot, not it is robotic, therefore it is an object. Okay,
Yes, right.
I get that. That makes sense.
Meltan and
Um,
Melmetal for sure. They're in there. There
Yeah.
are multiple objects into one, but they are still all objects. I'd say.
and yeah, and they're supposed to be like, yeah, I guess a hex nut. Oh, and
Mhm.
Mercury, right?
Yeah.
I'll
There-
give you,
If
I'll
it
give
was-
you Meltan. I think Melmetal maybe is too. It feels like that, like it progresses into a like a robot. Or
I was
But
gonna
they're
say
literally the
a
same thing,
golem.
but just bigger.
Yeah, I
Same
was gonna say
components.
if Meltan was just like a mercury blob, then I would argue against it. But like the nut is its head, it's got a wire tail, and Meltan is the same, or Melmetal is the same way. So like when it's
Yeah.
literally got objects making up its body parts.
Yeah, but
It's-
don't you? But like it's like Golem though. You know how Golem is just rocks, but it becomes something bigger. You know, and now it has arms
Yeah,
and legs, and
I
it's a monster.
Yes, I would say that, but like with Meltan, it's like it literally is using a inanimate object to compose its body. Whereas Graveler is just this golem Pokemon that was born that way,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
No. Yeah. Golem feels different. I guess Yeah, man. Okay. I don't know. I just don't want to fight you on every single one because all I'm right. All my opinions. Are right. All right. We can move it to I don't know. Yeah, I disagree, but we can move it to Objectmon. Taking a look at, okay. What about all the Gmax forms of the starters? We have Fireball, the object, Drum Kit, the object, Sniper
bro.
Roof, the object.
None of those are the. I mean, none of those are. The
You're right. They're not the
though.
Pokemon. Okay,
Mm-mm. And
that's
they're
fair.
not primarily what they are either.
Well, I think the G-Max form is primarily like just looking at the G-Max form is what
maybe
I'm saying.
Rillaboom at the most, but yeah.
But
But I don't think we should skip other ones like Necrozma. What is it?
I thought. Oh, you think
It's
that
a prism.
What do you what?
It's a prism.
Explain that. It's a prism. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's a prism, like literally like the thing that you can put on your desk, and it's like a paperweight.
Is it? Wow, I guess it kind of is, huh?
Yeah. It should at least go in the edge case. Because it is
Wow,
shaped
that's
like a
kinda
creature,
cool.
right? But
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
definitely
like
a creature.
any real describable creature, but it is just made of
Dude,
prisms.
That's kind of cool. I guess I never.
So-
I didn't realize that's what it was called.
Yeah, I would say edge case. I'd say edge case.
Yeah.
That's kind of
yeah.
cool. So that's just Necrozma?
Yeah, just the base one. I wouldn't say the rest.
Interesting. Not even the Ultra
Nah,
form?
he's a dragon.
Yeah.
He's a dragon.
Damn, that's kind of
Um,
cool. Definitely edge case. I don't think he's an object. I guess he kind of is. But okay. That's interesting.
The needles, no, they're creatures. There was other. No, okay.
I was gonna
think
say, looking the next one to me feels like G-Max Orbeetle
Yeah, G-Max Orbeetle.
because it is a
It's still a bug, but it is like now it's like 95% spaceship. Literally. It's like a little and the bug is just hanging off of it. Are we breaking our rules by doing that?
No, that's fair. I think it still should be edge case, but yeah, that's me.
G-Max Orbeetle. Let's just get a closer look. Yeah, I don't know. That
it
'cause the
is.
bug
It
is
is
still
kind
there.
of. It is still bug-like. Yeah.
yeah, so much of its body is just
Maybe.
spaceship. Yeah, I think we have to be consistent. I don't think it can actually be. I'll put it in edge case,
Yes, edge case.
but it is still very much. It's still a bug, right? Like we got to be consistent.
Oh.
Yeah, man. There's Roly
Roly-Coly. Yeah. Ugh.
You were talking about this.
Yes,
Give
I
us
was
the
talking
pitch.
about this. I was talking about this behind the scenes, and Roly-Coly to me is in the same case as Geodude, whereas it's a golem, it's a rock monster. I know, like, technically you can't argue against it because it is just a lump of coal, but to me, vibe-wise, feel-wise, it feels like a golem versus an object. So that's my pitch. Then you go to Carkol, it's actually a mining cart now. So that, to me, is an object, because it's specifically a mining cart, which is very specifically an object. And then Colossal is like a kaiju, so it's just not an object altogether, because it's a kaiju monster golem thing.
I like this, and it also feels more. I think why I like this more than Geodude is it's actually specific. You know, like I think Roggenrola is a specific type of rock. It's a geode. This is a specific type of thing. It's lumping in the heat and the coal, but also these like man-made things into them. So that totally makes sense. I'm totally on board for that. Roly-Coly,
same.
Carkol, Objectmon, and then Carkol is just not an object. Oh, Applin! This is another crazy one. Not an object.
It's not an
It's a
object,
food.
or it's
Sure.
food. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
because
Okay.
like the apple is not the Pokemon, but it
I
is
think-
an apple.
Yeah, but I think
The object
Appleton
is an
does have
apple.
to go somewhere. Appleton has to go somewhere.
Appleton is food. People
Yeah.
literally eat it, and it's an apple pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like its body is comprised of that, whereas like Flapple's got parts of an apple on it
Yeah.
instead.
Totally agree. That's cool, dude. Applin's weird. What else do we got? Oh, we got the two guitar Pokemon, but they're not. But they're lizards. They're not
frogs.
really.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
lizards.
What about G-Max Centiskorch being like a radiator? Because I don't really think. I think
it
it's
does
primarily
have that, but it's a bug first and foremost.
Got it. Sinisty.
That is,
a
I would
Foodmon.
put it in Foodmon. Yeah.
Yeah. See. Yeah.
That stuff. So-
See. Yeah.
It is
I
a
think.
teacup and a teapot, though.
Yeah. I think what's weird about the food Pokemon category for me is that I think I'm trying to define. To me, the food Pokemon category is like, okay, it's all the plants that are objectively food that you guys won't say are Objectmon, or it's like a safety zone. But I do think like Sinisty, it's a haunted teacup. It's not food. You know, so it would
The
just be an
tea-
Objectmon.
I think it could go
I think the
both
tea
ways
is the
because the
Pokemon.
tea is the
Mhm.
food, but then it literally is
Sure,
a
you're right.
teacup and a teapot. So I think it
Yeah.
could go either way. Personally.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's true. I'll put it in the Foodmon just to be consistent.
Mm-hmm,
Hatterene, it's just a bunch of hats, but it turns into like an alien. That's an alien.
yeah, not really distinguishable.
Yeah. Corsola.
Nah, it's just coral.
Alchemy.
Like it's-
Alchemy.
Yeah, but it's like dead coral.
Milcery and alchemy are definitely in the food category. At
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Milk cream. Even the G-Max is just cake.
Yeah,
Love
that's
that,
a
dude.
cake.
That's a cake. Ooh, we got
Stone-
Stonehenge, the Pokemon.
Yes, that's that. See, I'm gonna totally contradict myself, but that is an object to me.
yeah.
Like for some reason, Roly Coly is not, but
Yeah.
Stonehenge is. I think it's because it's a formation, and so it's like,
Oh, you're saying it's not an object?
no, I'm saying it is. I'm
Wait,
just
wait,
saying.
did we disagree? Did you say Roly-Poly is not an object?
I was saying basically, I can't argue against it being an object, but to me, it doesn't feel like an object because it feels like the golem
little critter.
subcategory that I talked about.
Okay,
But then, like, again, to be super hypocritical, Stonejourner does feel like an object to me because it's like this. It's literally based on a specific object in
Yeah.
the world.
okay, you know what? Yeah,
It's a lot of it's a lot of like splitting hairs. I know, but
no, this makes sense, and I've even argued against that a couple times, and I think it just comes down to how recognizable the thing is. But that's also subjective, and I'm not familiar with what Nosepass is based on, but that's why you guys put Nosepass in the object.
It is
line.
literally
Okay,
the
that
same
makes
thing
sense.
as Nosepass, where it's like
Okay, that
this-
makes sense.
yeah.
I like that. What about? I think Ice Cube is not an
Nah.
Objectmon.
No,
No,
it's a penguin.
Nothing.
It's a
he's just got
penguin,
ice on his
okay.
head.
What about?
Duraludon.
I think it's just a
Yeah.
dragon.
I mean, you can't really tell what it is.
I think
I
it's
would
But
just
say-
the G-Max is definitely a building.
sure. Yeah, that's a good point. It is a building.
Duraludon
Undeniably.
is
Yeah, I'll
supposed to
give you.
be
I'll give you the
something, but-
G Max, but I'll leave the base form because you can't
Mhm.
tell.
Because I don't even think Archaludon. Yeah, it's a bridge.
Yeah, it's a bridge.
It's
I'm
a
like,
bridge, and
No,
it's
but it's just a dragon. It's a weird dragon.
yeah, I
I
don't
feel like
think
it gives.
I don't know because like
It's
it
a
is very
dragon.
much
It's a
it's very much a
reptile.
dragon, but it's a bridge, but it's also
Yeah.
a staple. Like when it's folded up, it looks like a staple remover because of the whole
Yeah.
Mhm.
academy
Mhm.
vibe. So
Yeah.
it has actually multiple objects that it's inspired by. So
True.
Probably is one.
I'm gonna say, Eternamax Eternatus is just a giant hand, and it's an object.
that's a living thing, though. That's a body part.
But
That's gulpin. That's swallow.
I know, but like and I think, but it's a hand. It's a giant like fantasy boss hand, like in it's like the hand in.
Our
I
Smash
wouldn't
hands
say
are
Bros.
that that's an object.
Yeah,
No.
no.
I wouldn't say.
I feel like
that's
you
an
guys are being way too precious about like what you consider an object.
Just
But
the hand
a
is just
hand
not.
is a hand is not an
an
object.
It's
it also
not.
is not really a human looking hand in any way. It's like
Well, then if it's not
finger.
human, then why can't it be an object? Because it's not human.
it's just not. It's some weird alien thing.
Mm,
A hand is not an object.
I think it is.
That's also true.
I think I think the design of the Pokemon is trying to use the imagery of a hand to create this Pokemon. Therefore, it's an Objectmon. That's how I'm looking at this. So, all right, I'll put it. All right, I'm being outvoted.
You are.
I'm being outvoted. I'll put it into the not an object. We're running out of room, honestly.
We're almost
The
done.
Sword and Shield
So,
dogs, not objects.
No.
no.
They have objects, but they,
They
are
do
not
have
themselves.
Yeah, they have the Reggies, not objects.
No.
The horses, not objects. I think Calyrex is not an object, but no one talks about this. Calyrex is based on a peony, the flower, a peony,
Mhm.
100%.
And a crown.
Yeah, but it's
and a
it's
crown, but
it's a
everything about
rabbit.
it,
It's a rabbit
Yes.
creature. So
yeah. But no one talks about that. It's a specific flower. No
I
one
wish
talks
it
about
would
that.
bloom.
It's not even on Bulbapedia. I
I
looked it
want
up.
to see it bloom in Legends Galar. That's what I want. Just like
Wait a couple months. I have some new designs to showcase in 3D.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, dude, we didn't even talk about Scissords in Scyther. I mean, they're bugs,
Yeah,
but it's called Scissor.
Yeah, but
And now we've got
that's not
Cleavor.
even- It's not even true though. I mean, Cleavor is the
He's
one that's the
scissors.
closest because he's got some
It's
axes.
way more
but-
bug though.
Yeah.
I don't think it rises to the level of
No.
object.
No.
You know what? Yeah, so you're making me realize Scyther should have evolved into what we now know as Scizor, but the name should have been Pinsir because it has pincers.
It does have pincers.
It has pincers.
They're also fake heads. Like there's supposed to be 2 other heads that it has, but anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We got okay. We said Overquill's not it. Okay, we're going into Generation 9. This is the final stretch.
The final stretch. There
We
might not
got-
be too many.
What? Okay, what about?
Tarantula is an
Yeah.
edge case in my opinion.
Yes, it is still a bug, but it is very obviously a ball of yarn.
Have you seen it without the yarn?
Let's look it up.
He's just a little spider.
Yeah, but have
But
you
he is-
seen Vanillish without its ice cream?
True.
Because he's a
True.
little cursed. How do you spell tarantula?
Tarantula.
Toround?
D, I think instead of a T. Tarantula.
TAR.
T-A? Dude, I'm... Okay, round?
Like tarantula, but then round and then
That's not even... No. Okay, I can't...
You gotta put that A at the end.
I can't... No, it wasn't even spelled right. Let's see. Tarantula, that's fine. I love that. Smoliv, those are animals. Oh, Fido, it's a dog.
Animal.
Food.
Or a food. It's a food. Knackley is salt. See, this is why I'm like, it is an object, but I'm like, it also doesn't look like salt. I mean, I guess it does. It's the thing at the top looks like a salt cube.
Yeah.
It also kind of, we need a convergent form of a Knackley line, and it needs to be a sugar cube. Very tight.
It'd probably be a little
Or-
redundant.
a regional variant
Yeah,
that
it looks
is
the same.
pepper.
Ooh,
That's
that's
smart.
fun. Yeah.
It could be a circle instead of a cube on the top.
Oh.
A little
Wait,
peppercorn.
Did we get the salt and pepper Pokemon in Gen 9? Because we got
Oh, the pepper.
Scovillain. That's a
Yeah.
pepper Pokemon. We got salt and pepper.
In a way.
Yeah.
In a way.
In a way.
That's
Not
you know what?
black pepper. Not the classic salt.
Yeah.
Black pepper.
I think Knackley.
To me,
Knackley objectively it's salt Pokemon.
I
therefore
think it
it's-
should be in at least edge case, yeah, or at least food.
Yeah.
I'm
Food
a-
should be.
I think it's.
They're
I think it's
the-
a.
they're
I
the
don't think it sells
golem-
the visual test.
Yeah, they're the golem case for me where
Yeah.
I'm like out of the conversation because like I personally would not put them there, but I can't
Yeah.
argue for them
Yeah.
not being there.
The thing about what is its name? Oh my gosh, I want to say Knackle Stack, but what's the next one?
Gar-
gosh.
Garganackle. Garganical.
Yes. That's the only one I couldn't remember today. Dang it. That it's like a salt mine though as well. So it is. It's tough to not include it. It does have the golem
but
thing
it's
going
not.
on,
That's
but-
not an object. You can't take that home. You know. Like,
No, but it is
Exactly.
based off of one.
and a mine like if
like
you're
that's
saying
too complex. I think an
if
object
you're,
mine needs
if you're
to be.
saying that it's a whole mine,
simple.
a mine is like a it's like an excavation. It's like a cave.
Yeah, which is kind of cool.
Mhm.
Let's see. We've got the armor evolutions. I feel like Sarah Legend Armor Rouge, Loki, kind of an objectmon. Not really though, because they're
I would-
humanoid. But
I would say no, but because they're like warriors. Like,
yeah, but they're like the souls of a. It's like
Yeah,
that's so. I love that they evolve with armor. That's so much fun. That's so RPG coded.
yeah, they are great.
Yeah.
I was gonna say next though, Tadbulb and possibly Bellibulb, but especially
Okay.
Tadbulb should be edge
Yeah.
case. It should be edge case because it's a light bulb.
Hmm I think you put Bellibolt too.
I
So,
almost want to say it's confirmed because I
It's
think it's an
close.
objectmon.
It could be either or. I know it's a frog, it's a tadpole, like I
Yeah.
recognize that, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
very light bulby, so it could be.
Yeah, actually not Bellibolt. It's too primarily a frog.
I agree. But the Tadbolt's kind of interesting. I would put it in
Yeah.
an objectmon because it looks like a light bulb, but that wouldn't be
No, I think-
consistent with the
I think
rest of the
edge
list
case is
because
better,
it's a
yeah.
frog.
Hmm
And we've got Bramblin and Bramblegast.
plants.
I think plants. I think they can be objects. So I'm going to advocate for them to be an Objectmon. It's a tumbleweed. Take tumbleweed and make it a Pokemon.
Yeah, I think you're alone.
That's a plant,
Unfortunately,
though.
on that
Alright.
one.
Yeah.
Man, this is. Yeah, I don't think that's a problem. You're saying that like I agree with that. Plants are objects.
They're living.
they're not.
Unless you eat them, then they're food.
Living-
And then
They're
if
like
they're
living
nothing,
beings. These are not though. These are dead. So that's why it gets me a little. I'm like,
Soul's excited. He's like, it's a ghost.
yeah.
Let's see. Claw. Again, the peppers, but they're like too animalistic.
Yes, they're peppers.
Yeah, I'm thinking about now the.
None
I'm
of
thinking about
these.
Reller. I'm thinking about the dung beetle. But
That's
that's.
a beetle.
I mean, it is an object. The dung is it's a specific emoji. Let's see
Our
what
next
else.
one is Varoom and Revavroom, I think.
Yeah,
I was gonna say. Oh yeah. You're right.
No, you're right.
They're before them. Yes, they are. They are engines.
weird, dude.
With rocks for some
They're
reason.
engines. That's what they are. Yeah, engines.
Mhm.
However,
I think
They're
that,
objects.
that
though.
counts.
However,
I think
can
that
you-
counts.
Can you consider them inanimate objects if their whole purpose is to move around?
No, not really, but technically.
Oh, you're right, dude. Inanimate. I guess I thought I've been thinking of inanimate as in like doesn't have a soul, but inanimate is like it just doesn't move.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
is
Cool.
is
But we kind of
technic-
threw out that whole
yeah,
moving
that is
thing.
a technicality, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about? And then we have a bicycle Pokemon. That's
he's a
no,
lizard.
no. Hold on.
Lizard.
We got to go through these.
Earthworm is also like a subway train, but
Yeah.
that's not what it is. It's an earthworm.
And then the
Gamora,
Glamora is what?
those are just like
A
aliens
flower?
to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's an alien. I can't
Weird.
recognize it as anything other
a
than
rock
a flower.
flower, so it doesn't really.
Yeah,
It's not really anything. It's definitely not an object.
you know,
Um,
Houndstone. Let's talk about this because it's dead. It is a dog, but it's dead. It's
it's a
not.
skeleton.
It's a skeleton, which is not living. Obviously, that's from a living creature, but it is like, I think, it kind of. I don't know. These are like spooky vibes. These are. I think what I'm trying to say is like they transcend their origin and become an image in themselves. You know, like when you see like a skull and crossbones, what do you think about like a pirate ship? You know, like it's beyond just the living thing that it was once attached to, and they also have objects on their heads. I don't think they're Objectmon, but I think there's a conversation there maybe.
Yeah, I don't think they're Objectmon though. But yeah,
Um,
I agree with mostly everything you were saying.
Yeah, it's just kind of interesting.
Tatsugiri is interesting.
Food.
I
You're
think.
right because it's food.
Food.
It's
You're
not
right.
It's not an
technically
object.
that, but
It
it is meant to look like that. You know, like it's
Yeah.
meant to be that.
You
I mean,
guys are
even especially the Mega.
You guys are getting
know.
on my side now. Yeah. What is C dot? It's an object.
Yeah.
See there, but yeah, that's
how-
why we put them.
I
in-
don't understand that.
That's why
I
we
don't
put them in their
understand.
own category because food Pokemon can be objects, but not all of them are objects.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we
they're
need
mixed.
a
They're a mixed
plants
bag, that whole
category.
thing.
Yeah, this is driving me insane. Okay, what about all the past Paradox? Because those are like classic robots,
Yeah,
but I don't
that's
think they're
tough.
objects.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
They
think
are
so
just
either.
mechanical, right?
Maybe Iron Treads.
You could
But-
say I was gonna say maybe Iron Bundle because it's like a toy.
Yeah, it is.
Mm.
It is as well.
Yeah, I could give
But
you
it
that.
is also meant to be a penguin.
Right. Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
think most of them I don't think are
What about Iron Treads? Because it does roll up into a tread-looking thing.
But it's still an elephant.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
guess. I suppose.
I don't
It's
think
too-
I don't think it goes. I don't think it becomes
something else.
more
Yeah.
something else. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, Gimme Ghoul.
Yeah. Gimme Ghoul, the chest, and Goldengo, I think.
See, this is okay. I don't even know if I disagree, but I think it's interesting because like
It's tough.
Gimme Ghoul is a little ghost spirit. It's not gold. It's a little ghost spirit. I don't think the roaming form Gimme Ghoul. I do not think that
No,
is.
roaming form for sure.
I don't think that's an object, unless you want to count just like the coin. but the coin doesn't have sentience, and that's like an object.
Yeah.
The chest
Yeah.
form. Are we like? I guess
I
are we
think-
being consistent? To me, I look at a chest and I'm like, that's an object. But
I think for
it's
me,
the
it'd have to be
you know what I'm saying?
edge case,
To me,
and it's only because the design itself is so much a chest. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Pokemon itself is not the chest. So
Yeah.
To me, I would say this is the same. I would say it's an object because it's the same situation as Delmise, where
Yeah.
the Pokemon's not
Yeah.
the literal object, but the point of it is the object.
hmm
Totally.
How do you feel about Golden Go though? Then, because he's made of coins.
Yeah, he's nothing but
Yeah.
coins, so he has.
But it's
to be an
not-
object.
I think he is.
I think it's edge case as well.
But what is the object that he's replicating? A human?
He's a coin.
No, he's not a coin.
He's all coins.
He's not a
but
coin. It doesn't
he's a
look like
man.
a coin.
He's a man. That's
Exactly.
why I'm like,
so
it
he's
can't
not,
be.
I don't think
Okay.
he's an object.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
I'm just trying. Like this is what I've been trying to advocate the whole time. Like it's got to be something that's like recognizable. Like what is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
trying
absolutely.
to imitate? So
Yeah,
you
no, I
could
know.
you could say a mascot. I've heard people say that. Like
He kind of
Golden
is,
Go,
but that's-
right?
That's
they're-
like that's not.
they're
an object,
associating it.
though.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
I
no, a
would say that
mascot
could be an
costume,
object.
100%
Yeah.
is an object.
A
Yeah, yeah.
costume, yeah, but like a mascot in
costume.
terms of like just like a bean is not.
He means like this guy right here.
Yeah,
like
mascot.
there's
Yeah.
a difference between a costume and a character, and I think Golden Go is a mascot in terms of a character. Like he's the string cheese guy. But the
See,
string
but I
cheese
think
guy,
he actually isn't the string cheese
I
guy.
don't
I
think
think
he
that
is.
all our fans
think we pushed that on
have
him.
been like, oh yeah, it looks like that, so that's what it must
He's
have been
lactose
inspired
intolerant. We keep putting that on him. It's not fair. Yeah, I don't think he's an Objectmon. I just don't. But
I think
I-
edge case.
I'm open to the conversation. I think if Golden Go is a mascot, I'm sorry, an object, then I would like to return to Mimikyu because Pikachu is a mascot. Okay, this
Right.
is I've been waiting all day to talk about
Ooh.
this. I got this nice new Chien Pao card. Maybe the editor will, who knows, make it big. Love this Pokemon. Love this card. And the Ruinous Quartet, their origins are objects that were brought to life. Obviously,
Mhm.
in their current state, we've only seen them in their animal forms. And I think they're not objects, but I just think it's yeah, I get what do you guys think?
I think the best place to put them is edge case
agree.
because in terms of lore, they are objectively objects, but
Mhm.
appearance and design wise, they're very specifically based on animals. So
Yeah, they're very much not objects.
they're like right down the middle, and so edge case makes no sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, listen, we're not going to redo. We don't have time to redo this whole list, but part of me wishes
Definitely not.
part of me wishes we almost made a tier part of me wishes we almost made a tier for like Pokemon that have objects because I do think that it feels relevant and it would be nice
That
to
would've
see
been
them all
fun.
together. Yeah, like
Yeah,
Farfetch'd.
but it's
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but it's not. They're not Objectmon no matter what, even if they just
No.
hold an object or have an object. So
Yeah.
I think it would have been fun, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think they all should go in edge case. I agree with Hoops on that one.
Just because like their initial form was an object, a
Mhm.
sword. A
Well, I think they still
scroll,
are.
a basin.
It says that the sword is the actual Pokemon.
Sure.
Like the Chien Pao, the cat, is not even it. It's like a
That's so
illusion
cool.
of what the Pokemon is.
That's so cool.
But
to
that
see.
is very lore heavy. Like if you were a kid and you looked at it, you'd be like, "This is a cool saber-toothed cat."
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't be
Yeah.
like, "It's the sword."
The sword. The hatred of those who perished by the sword long ago has clad itself in snow and become a Pokemon. Bruh. Love this thing.
Mhm.
That's cool. And then we've got, do you think, same reason for Magearna, do you think
Mm.
Iron Valiant fits the bill? Is that a robot? Is that a Star Wars droid?
I think if
And-
you
and
say,
also
I think
is-
if you say that it is, then you have to put all of the future ones.
all of them.
and I'm not
So that
prepared
does
to
make me
put
think
all
about
of them
Magearna.
because
'Cause
again,
Mhm.
Yeah,
here's the
that's
thing.
fair.
I think if you look at Magearna, it emphasizes robot because it is like a steel type,
Yeah.
whereas none of these paradox Pokemon are steel types. So
Yeah, they don't
or
make sense.
I think at least most of them aren't. So they don't emphasize the roboticness of themselves. They're just like these future
Yeah.
creatures. And so I think that kind of disqualifies them.
Okay. I think I also want to say that Miraidon is not really a motorcycle, but because it's a dragon, but it's like a robot. And obviously, it's just like one form of Miraidon. I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna say it's not an Objectmon.
Yeah,
it kind of
no.
is, but I'm gonna say it's not. Where are we putting the Sinistra?
Food.
Same place where we
Maracha.
put the other ones.
Let's do that. We've got Ogre Pawn.
Oh no, we got the other. Yeah.
We've
Ogre
got
Pawn is an ogre.
okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
With an
Archaludon.
item.
Archaludon. I don't think.
I think we solidly described it before. I think edge case is what we were talking about. That it has multiple. Or no, that
I'd
it
say
should be
it's
an object.
I would say it's not an object because I just think it's too complicated to. Again, I think it needs to be as clear. Like you just glance at it, you go, "It's that thing. That's an object." And this is just too convoluted. It has all these inspirations, but it's a dragon.
When it goes down on all fours is when it is a bridge. You know, so it is technically. It's just that it's not. It's like a transformer.
It's hard because, like, I agree with you, Dusty, that like it looks when you look at it at face value, it just looks like a dragon. But then it goes like that, and it looks like a bridge. And then when if you look at it from behind, even when you are looking at it like a dragon, again, it has that stapler thing. So, because I would argue edge case just because there's not just one object here. There's multiple objects going for it.
Yeah.
At least edge case, at the very least.
If it goes up to edge case, that's fine. But I think it's too convoluted. And then I don't think Hydrapple makes it, right? Because Flapple didn't make it. It's a dragon. And then
Petulant.
And then
Petulant.
I was gonna say the turtle because it's like a crystal.
But it's a turtle.
It is a turtle.
Yeah.
Petulant's a
Very
peach.
golem.
Is Petulant's just a food?
Food, yeah. Not
And
enough.
that's our list.
Mochi, we did it.
That's our list. How are we feeling about this? I think I learned a lot today. We said not a lot of things are going to be an object, and I feel like the way that we kind of ended up on this list is that pretty much anything that is like inorganic and truly a device, or you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
yes.
I don't think we all agree. I don't think we all agree
with what you just said.
My list would look a lot different. To me, anything that is like clear as day, in reference to something that is not an animal, then I think it would be an object. My list would look different, I think.
I don't know why you just like differentiate animal from plants, though. I don't.
Because they're not the same. What I mean, because
they're fauna. They're all together.
Yeah, I know, but that's like I just feel like it's irrelevant to the conversation. Like just because something is technically has like chlorophyll, therefore it can't be an object.
I think it's because like
an animal or a humanoid. That's like I get that. That doesn't feel like you know what I'm saying. Like that doesn't feel like an object, but like a plant is. I don't know. To me,
I really
plants are my house plants are objects.
I really think it's because in the community,
they're here to look
like
good.
In the community eyes of like what an Objectmon is, like in the past Pokemon community and now, it's like plants are part of the Pokemon world. Like they are Pokemon. They're the grass type. They're a thing that exists all the time. Whereas a random object, like again, like a brush, is like just a random thing that shouldn't be a Pokemon technically, but then they make them into it, and those are like the objects of the object.
Sure.
Like that's kind of
like Applin, for example, is a bug, but it resembles an apple. So you can draw a line there, but I think that's where it just gets messy, and that's where like it was honestly this was a fun conversation, but I think that's where it gets messy because I look at Comfey and I'm like, it's a fairy. It's not really a lay.
Yeah,
it looks like a lay.
I agree. It technically isn't an Objectmon, but what it's meant to be.
Yes, you have to look at what it's meant to be.
Well, but then if it's meant to, but then I think that's where we have hit a lot of. I think we're just disagreeing because.
Yeah, for sure. And
because Applin is meant to be an apple. It's meant to be an apple, but it's. It obviously the twist is that it's a dragon and that it evolves differently. Same thing for Vanillish. It is meant to be an ice cream cone, but it is not actually an ice cream cone. Well, it's not actually that. It's not. There's no well. It's not
ice made into an ice cream cone without the ice cream on the top.
No,
It's
no,
still
no,
an
no,
ice
no,
cream
no, no,
cone.
no, it's not. It's not. No, no. I don't know if we're just. I don't know if we're saying the same thing. Like
The cone itself.
it was designed as to look as a Pokemon like an ice cream cone, but it is in world because that's what we're talking about. In world,
Mhm.
it's just a block of ice that has snow
But-
on it. No, but
Right?
what?
No, there is a but.
Oh,
Look
what?
at Vanillite. Look at Vanillite without the ice cream on its head. It is
Let's see.
still in the shape of an ice cream cone. He's still an ice cream cone, just with a bald head.
But what
You see what I'm
point?
saying?
Yeah, but what point? I guess I don't know what the point is that you're trying to make.
It's still an ice cream cone Pokemon. Whether it has
No.
ice cream on top of it or not,
I can't
there's a
spell.
cone and then there's ice cream. It's still the cone.
It's a block of ice.
We need to DM James Turner on Twitter. See if we can
Yes.
clean this up.
Actually, if you type in James Turner ice cream cone in Google, you'll probably find it. It's right there.
It's called the fresh snow Pokemon. Yeah,
But you see his little
But-
body? He's
but
still
look,
the
it's got
cone.
the-
but that's
got
just
the-
it's like an ice crystal. That's all
It's
I
got
see.
the
it as.
wafer. It's got the wafer markings on the
Mhm.
on the cone part.
Yeah. Okay. That's I see what you're saying there. I guess,
You could maybe make an argument with the other two, but
but yeah, I think this is where it's like maybe we keep going back and forth, and like I end up switching my side based on like, okay, maybe we agree on this. That's the new logic. But I feel like that's what's fun about these tier lists. But I'm just like, in my mind, it's like the design. It's supposed to be an object, and I look at all these like a lot of these Objectmons, and I'm like, I think these are just golems. These are things that shouldn't really be. They're not objects necessarily, or maybe. I don't know. This was a fun conversation. I don't really know what we solved, to be quite honest. I think I'm almost
decide.
more
I
confused.
think I am so like from the beginning of this to the end of this. I have my own definition that I fully believe throughout this whole thing. I might have had a few that were like here and there,
Yeah.
but personally,
I flip flopped a little bit, but
I think actually to make this go full circle, we started this podcast by talking about is Game Freak running out of ideas because they make object Pokemon.
good job.
yeah. This is
So
beautiful.
looking at our confirmed object Pokemon, there are I will say there are some stinkers like Klinkling, but I would say by and large these are pretty good Pokemon. Like you've got Chimecho, you've got Aegislash, you've got Chandelure, you've got Drifloon. I think there
Palisand,
are
they're good.
there's a lot of great Pokemon here, and like at the very least, even if you hate them, I think you kind of have to respect the ingenuity of them. Like,
Yeah.
man, they really tried to make keys into a Pokemon. Like,
Yeah.
I might hate the design, but I kind of
Yeah.
respect the attempt.
And
what
that's
you got to do now is save this tier list so that we can rank them.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I have so much to say about all. I don't like Objectmon that much. I think that's why people
That's fun.
like use them as like a negative thing because they're not really that appealing designs, which is totally subjective. But
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, I don't like a lot of these.
Yeah.
So
See, yeah. And you were making a point earlier about like what's natural in the world, and it's like I do think all of these Objectmons are in the Pokemon world just as natural. They might be
in the Pokemon world. For sure.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
in the
they're
real
not in the
world-
real world? What? Yeah, in the Pokemon world, which is what we're talking about, they are natural, and they maybe have appeared and I think that's kind of cool. And I think there's a place for these Pokemon. I think it's cool. To me, like, yes, as much as I want, I'm always advocating for Pokemon that like feel like animals, like monsters, things that could
People
be
love
roaming
their
in the
pets.
wild. Yeah.
People love their pets and their monsters.
But
That's what we want more than a random.
No. I'm disagreeing. I'm saying as much as I want that might be what you want, but as much as you want that, I also think there's things randomly in my life that have like emotional and significant value. Things in my life, I like not icons, but like I don't know, like a book. Like it's stupid. It
Feel
is
that way.
like
but
imagine
I
if there was like a trading card Pokemon. Like
Yeah, no, I don't want that.
I want.
I
that.
feel.
What,
I feel
what
what
I'm
you're
saying
feeling,
is that
but I'm
there's
like, I don't want
value
that
in
to be a Pokemon.
I think there's value in that though.
I think
You
there
know?
is value because
Yeah,
again, if
there's
you
gotta
look,
be.
if you look
A
around
cup
your
that would do
room, you look around
Right?
your room,
A
and you're like-
microphone.
yeah, you're like, man, that would be cool as a Pokemon. Like, it would be interesting to see what
Yeah.
that would be like as a Pokemon.
That's fun to me.
I think that honestly kind of separates Pokemon from other monster catching games, is that they don't just do animals, they don't just do like kaiju, they don't just do like monsters. They do food, they do inanimate objects. They kind of like say they've established that nothing is off the table, and I think that's part of the charm, because it's like, even if we get a Pokemon that you hate, it still is kind of like there's a charm to the fact that you're like, I hate this thing, like this stupid rock with eyes, and it's like you almost hate it, you know?
It's
That's
true.
kind of how I feel.
No, I agree. Let us know if we missed any Pokemon. Let us know if you disagree with any of our picks. If you think something should be an object, if you don't think something should be an object, if we're crazy. And if you want to support, if you want to see more live streams like this, not live streams, tier lists, we have so many for you to watch. But if you've already watched them all, you can actually unlock over 100 hours of content of us yapping and debating by becoming a supporter. You can join the Hall of Fame on Patreon or right here on YouTube. And for just $5, you get access to over 100 episodes of podcasts. You will get into the Discord. You can get 10%. You can get a code for a 10% off our merch on our merch store. There's so many perks. Go check that out. Links in the description. Let us know what you want us to rank next. To be honest, we didn't even really do a rank with this. So I like that idea, Soul, of maybe actually doing a proper ranking of all of these. Maybe like this episode.
Now we know which ones they are, right?
Maybe
so we can actually do it.
Maybe that is the part 2. So if people want to see this conversation continue, let us know in the comments, and we'll follow it up with a proper ranking.
We appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.